Sorry about that. We did not realize the microphone was off. We are back on. So I did a pretty good recap too. But we'll just start here. We are on the river. Nothing has happened. They're on the river Styx. They dived into the maw, Selena just healed the group, and they're discussing whether or not they want to rest or move on to Gehenna.
How big of a boat would you need for your hut to sit on a boat?
It needs to at least be 20 feet across.
Like back to front or side to side or both?
It's a radius, so it needs to...
It's a pretty big boat.
Yeah, bigger than we need for this particular journey, right?
I've just got the one.
Oh. It's not that big.
Don't think so.
Okay.
I'll have to check.
I think dallying here overnight is probably a bad idea, especially if we could move continually.
And perhaps we could rest on the boat as
That
we
would
proceed.
be ideal.
Does that seem
In
like
shifts?
Of
it
course.
would be safe to do? Go. We can just relax on the boat. I mean, it's a long journey. I don't know how.
It is. I would say, it depends how pressed for time you feel. It's rest tonight. You can either be moving when you do it or don't.
Let's be moving.
Yeah, let's...
I mean, I'm the only one that has to sleep for a full 8 hours, so...
Agreed.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. And so, Scow takes his oar staff and plants it on the rock and taps. Tap. 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 And after a brief moment's pause, the river Styx begins to burble and bubble up. In a form of a rather large, I guess you would call this kind of a barge kind of ship, begins to emerge. Eventually kind of bows and floats on the river Styx, and the water rushes off. He stops you guys from, he's like, give it a minute, you want to make sure it's dried off.
Right.
I bought galoshes, though.
Whoever told you that knows all about traveling the river Styx.
Mm-hmm.
Did you also bring an umbrella?
I did.
Perfect.
We have 4 of them. And water.
That's great, because when it rains,
Mm-hmm.
it's also dangerous to the flesh.
Correct.
So put on your galoshes, any kind of raincoat or rainwear you have, and have your umbrellas at the ready.
Mm-hmm.
I am, of course, immune to its effects.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Should be good. He kind of waves his oar staff, spins around, and there's he kind of blow dries the boat. He's like, should be good, as long as you got your galoshes on.
Is any contact with the liquid dangerous?
Yes.
Or we'll keep that for future reference.
Yeah. Yeah, that's souls.
Are the local denizens of this plane immune to its effects as well?
Not all, just some.
Okay. If we get into combat, I might ask, in case we, want to throw one in.
Oh, I'm not a scholar. I'm just a simple boatman, but I know a few of them.
It might be good to bottle some up. Or if we have to go back up later, too.
That is an impressively bad idea.
Impressively bad idea. Great. I was picturing the same thing, like you're like one of those guys on the on a volcano with the tongs and
We
the
just
thing.
have the same look on our face.
Just want to bottle up some murder souls in a vial,
liquid death,
carry it in their pocket with them, easily broken all the
Oh
time.
boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Could throw it at some.
So
I have all my gear on
Ruin
now.
their day.
So I've turned my cloak of many fashions into a giant polyester raincoat or whatever it
Okay.
needs to be.
Yeah.
No, I've got you all raincoats and galoshes.
Thank you
too.
so much,
I know.
Sibelius.
And
This is so
umbrellas.
kind.
This was
And
extremely
makeup that
thoughtful.
doesn't run.
That's great.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
super prepared.
Don't want makeup that runs. That'll get in your eyes. You won't be able to see anything. You fall into the
Exactly.
river.
Yeah.
So, shall we go on?
Of course.
Yes.
All right.
So before we take that first rest,
Yeah.
how empty is our ring?
I think it's got basically almost everything in
Okay. Because before I rest, this would be a good time to take any spells that you want.
it. Right. I'll
Same.
check. But I think it's pretty filled.
Because I packed a few interesting ones for this particular trip.
Better than all those boring ones you've been packing before.
Yeah.
Jeez, like make water bland, you know.
Give justice a personality. Oh
Mhm.
wait, that's impossible.
Exactly.
That's like a 9th level or 10th level spell.
Right. Right.
Correct.
There's
They don't
there's
make
limits.
Justice a real boy.
There's limits
that's
to what
the
magic
joke.
can do.
Justice a real boy.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's still full.
To hold me down.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Okay. Is there any that we want to use out of it to change for anything else? Just let me know. I did, as I said, protection from energy, so that one of us could have some sort of resistance as well.
What's that protect you against?
Your choice: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder.
Acid is an excellent choice.
Down here?
Yeah, when the rain comes, it'll be acid.
Right.
Yeah.
That
Does it
sounds
rain
just
frequently?
lovely.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Keep my umbrella handy.
And then
Me too.
I can also purify any food that we get down here, and make sure that we aren't being poisoned or eating something that's going to murder us just by accident.
So the ring is full.
It is full. I have there's still a first level protection from good and evil in it too.
Absolutely.
That will be helpful down here.
Perfect.
Oh yeah. Scout says. He goes, especially the good. Anyway.
I am willing to take the first shift. If anyone needs to sleep.
Sure.
I mean, I don't sleep, I meditate too, so I can just keep an eye out.
I no longer sleep. But yeah, I'll start resting because
Same.
I've used all of my high levels.
I will sit cross-legged at the bow of the ship.
All right. So Scout taps the boat, and it with this. You see him kind of do not quite. Well, it's kind of a prayer over the boat for about 10 minutes at least. A better part of an hour, to be honest. And eventually, the boat kind of stirs to life, and a good stiff wind meets your back and carries the boat forward. And he just starts to do his kind of rotation, moving around the boat, inspecting things.
Would you say we had gotten a short rest while we waited for that
Oh,
to
yeah.
happen?
Sure. You can spend hit dice if you'd like. Or you recover anything you recover on a short rest.
So
If anyone needs to spend hit dice, I'll sing a song of rest.
I started a long rest with her as we start moving.
Okay.
So I'll wait for a long rest.
So I'm going to intently just watch what Scout does
Okay.
as he makes his rounds around the boat.
It's all very pretty non-manual. He seems to just kind of be inspecting, like mostly looking, and he taps his oar here and there. The boat is beautifully captained and just moves on through the river Styx. You guys can see the green cracked lightning that is emblematic of this part of the lower plains that instead, since we were muted at the time, that it does not make that is not accompanied by the loud clash of thunder, but instead is accompanied by baleful moans, kind of a kind of noise.
And this is the same lightning we saw at a Still Towers
Yep.
tower
Yeah, prior to the stream. Yeah.
pre-stream.
Woohoo!
Breaking down the walls.
So Scout, how long have you been navigating the river Styx?
I have had over 1,000 journeys. The river Styx. I was born for I was made for this purpose. So it's been hundreds of years.
And how long do creatures as yourself survive?
Survive is a good word. I really don't know. I've survived this long. We're pretty clever. But it's all about the missions you take. I'd say average life expectancy for my kind, less than 5 years.
Then you must be above average, a paragon.
I wouldn't say that. I'm just lucky. And I choose my clients carefully.
Insight?
Roll insight.
Yeah, rolling the hell die was not great. 9.
He seems earnest. Earnest and honest. That man's gal.
I have 2 words to describe Scowl. Those are the 2 that I would use. Earnest and honest.
Well,
Is there anything in particular that I should be on the lookout for? Do things come out of the river?
oh yeah.
Is that the primary vector
The
of
spider
attack?
is coming
Oh.
down.
Things do come out of the river all the time. No one tells you that
Where did it
Did
go?
you find
the
it?
ghost in the machine is real.
Where did it go?
real.
I don't know. I
It's
didn't
been
even
wondering-
see it.
Spiders.
Oh, I see it. Look there.
Oh, look at those fangs. They're just dripping poison.
I felt like there was
I
someone
was
behind me with a
No.
gun.
Just through the window?
Yeah.
We've been waiting for our chance.
So I think that's the same spider that was
Yeah, I
here
got it.
last week. Thank you for being our knight in shining armor.
Selena can now
You're
wild
welcome,
shape into a
I'll
tiny
play
spider.
So
I can already do that.
Yeah, obviously.
they come up. So they come up out of the river.
Yeah, some of them. Most of them come from the sky. Flight is incredibly common. In
Wonderful.
This side of the river Styx and beyond.
The spiders sure come from the sky.
They do. There are
Sorry.
flying spiders. Yeah, that's a thing.
They'll really get the drop on you.
They do. Yeah, the river Styx is hungry. It wants what it wants. Which is, people dying.
And it makes it happen.
Things that it gives birth to make it happen.
Huh.
Much like in your own world.
Can I roll for knowledge of if the river Styx would destroy and release Mr. Bones?
Roll religion.
Interesting thought.
Oh my gosh. You get this wrong, you throw it in, it's just eternal torture. How dare you?
I'm gonna have to ask the group. That was a total of 5.
You're not sure. But you feel like, yes, it would free Mr. Bones.
I might not be caught up on paleontology, archaeology, necromancy.
Theology.
Demonology.
What if I threw Mr. Bones into the river Styx?
I'm not entirely sure what's happening here, folks, but
Oh,
here's
we'll-
a breaking
We've got a
character.
video to show you later.
Oh no, I don't take notes.
No.
Stuartly. Would you like to share the question with your group?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
So, I don't know enough about anything on this plane.
So,
I'm not sure any of us do, but we have a small problem we could possibly solve while we're here. Everything seems dangerous and potentially able to destroy artifacts.
it might be better to wait to do that unless we're like absolutely sure, because the last thing we would want to do is expose him to eternal torture
True.
on accident.
But when's the next time we're going to be by a volcano that will destroy it?
I mean, we could make
Sooner rather than later.
What do I make of the chances?
Roll religion.
I've asked
Not-
you, I can give you guidance.
Great, that will help.
Perfect.
Full 4, nice. Okay. 18 total.
It is a curious thing. There are many places in the material plane that could potentially destroy Mr. Bones and release his soul. The river Styx, for whatever it does, you cannot assign probably intent to it, but moral intent, but it wants to devour and destroy. And dropping Mr. Bones into the river Styx in his little figurine form would very much likely release his soul from that imprisonment. It would likely then send him into judgment. However, he has already communicated to you, and this is actually very interesting, that he is already bound for hell. So, that's all there is. In one perspective. You do have a very good feeling that it will release his soul, and he will continue into judgment.
I relay that information.
So in continuing into judgment means that he would go towards hell, right? It wouldn't
True.
stick him in some random purgatory or like keep him in the river.
I don't know too much about the planes, but the theory is basically that his soul would go to one of the rings.
His soul is already
of hell, right?
His soul is essentially already bound for the river Styx.
Right.
If you destroy him in the material plane, this is where he's going. The river Styx flows both ways. It flows into the abyss, and it flows into hell. And souls that are past judgment, that are thrown down to the river Styx, flow to either the lawful evil side or the chaotic evil side, depending on how they sinned in life.
So he would have headed here anyway. We just saved him a trip.
True.
The river will decide where it goes from there.
Well, we've got 4 days. Maybe we find a safe piece of land in that 4 days, get some land leaks for a minute, bring him out of his carriage and see if this is really what he wants, and drop him in. I mean, he did say it was what he wanted, but...
Right. It's also the matter of those horses. Not quite horses.
Ooh.
He warned us
Wouldn't
that
those...
they were, if they overheard, they would not go willingly.
Right.
I believe we asked if he would like us to summon him again prior to doing the deed, and he said it made no matter to him, if my memory serves me correctly.
At least we're going to accomplish one thing while we're here. Everything else is kind of up in the air. May die.
Mhm.
But this could be accomplished. And if we're going to let those horse things free, it might as well be here, where everything's evil.
Instead of on the material plane in the city.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, if they're going to be
They will be destroyed
Destroyed.
as well.
Correct.
then they're going to be destroyed. With everything.
Okay. If that's how that works, absolutely.
Doesn't seem like a bad idea to me, I guess. I mean, all things considered.
If that is what he truly wanted.
Who has it?
The nature of the item
I
is
do.
not
Mhm.
great to begin with, so...
Is there a reason to wait?
No?
I don't think so.
Does anyone have anything that they would like to say?
I don't know if he could actually hear us.
I never asked.
No, he said he disappeared and it was like flashes and gaps.
Oh, yeah, he did. He's like in a pocket
Mm-hmm.
when he's a figurine. So, yeah. He can't hear us anyway. I mean,
I just know that organic beings are subject to sentimentality.
true. I just want to do the right thing by him. He's been super useful and helpful.
I mean, so here's another option, is we hold on to him if we need him down here, and we do it on the way out.
Yeah, because there's no law against necromancy down here, is there?
Correct.
It's more of a
Right.
norm down here.
I just still don't really feel great about the fact that he's technically enslaved.
True.
Indeed.
But sounds like we've been nicer to him than most people have in the last millennia.
And if he's able to help us one last time, so be it. Otherwise,
Have fun.
I'll be right back.
We'll talk for 2 more minutes.
I mean, one
Yeah,
way
you
or
guys are
another,
great.
he gets freed anyways.
Indeed. The only risk being if we are somehow felled before we do the deed. And
That
perhaps
is-
he could fall in the hands of somebody else.
Well,
Right.
when Scout comes back above decks or from wherever he's gone, we'll have to ask him if having a secondary mode of transportation in this realm would be ideal or necessary, since he's our ferryman, so to
Yes.
speak.
I believe that he went below decks. He mentioned something about a leak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to fix a leak below deck.
Indeed.
So I don't want to go anywhere near that. It's the river Styx.
Right. Deadly.
Very.
Right, but he's immune, so
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to worry about him.
I wonder if he's just put his finger in the hole, to
I
stop
don't
it.
know.
Or
But
maybe
he'd
just
have to
Feels
then
like
hold
such
the
a
finger, and then who would move the
temporary
boat?
fix.
So he's probably mending it or something.
Right.
Taking a piece of cork and beating it in there.
Right. Perhaps if you put, it's like a hose. If you put your thumb over it, it just
Mhm.
creates 2 streams.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You have to make sure you have something to just jam in there. So
Right.
it doesn't
Really
keep
good.
leaking.
All right.
This has derailed while you were gone.
Imagine my shock.
We were just discussing Scout fixing the
He
leak.
fixed a leak in the bottom of the boat.
He did? Wait,
Yeah,
no.
he went to go fix a leak.
while you're on.
Oh. He did?
Yeah,
As
man.
we tell you what your NPC is.
He gave us a bunch of +5.
What else happened when I was
I'm not knowing.
gone? Shit, Scow, I leave you alone for 5 minutes. You gave them
We
the
found
Dragon
the
Slayers.
match, and we've solved all of this, and now we can go home.
Damn it, they solved the meta plot while I was gone. Scow
Correct.
gave it to him.
Correct.
We found out
He's
the
like,
shell
oh yeah, I
tracks.
just
It's
found this
following.
thing.
She came out of the
Shell
river
tracks
Styx.
coming
Yeah, she
out
just-
of the river.
This is the river stick.
Dun, 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 dun. She comes out.
So we were gonna ask Scout
Yeah.
when he got back.
Oh, I was, well, I'll be honest with you. I was going to the bathroom. Can I help you?
That's safe.
Would having a secondary mode of transportation while we're here be useful?
Yeah, I mean, the Gehenna is a city. It is. It exists along the river Styx. There's a bit of a walk up, but I won't help you. It's not a river city. It's not like something you'd find in the south of Athadia or anything.
Oddly specific. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So, no, yeah, I'm useless on land and air. Well, not useless, but, you know.
Okay. Perfect.
So you're saying it's not mayonnaise?
It's not a layonnaise kind of thing.
Are there sandwiches?
And I'll put it back, and I'm like, well, we can then wait.
But
As long
Okay.
as we make sure to do it before we leave.
alright.
Of course.
So
I will
don't
not
forget. I'm gonna sleep now.
All right. Sleep tight, Druid. Oh, I measured the boat out, Miss O'Shea. Just fits.
Oh, well that's great.
Yeah.
And I'll spend the next 10 minutes putting up the hut if that's okay with you.
Yep, 10-foot rate, 20-foot, 10-foot
10
radius.
foot radius, so 20 foot diameter.
You should be good.
Ooh, I get to spend the night in the hut.
Yes, that's probably for the best.
Yeah. Okay, so, for the stream's edification, do we want to go over what you're casting and what it does?
Oh. Sure, have I not described that?
New
in a
lo-
while?
new-
New viewers,
Oh,
baby.
that's true.
Yeah.
So, I'll just, start ritually casting Liamon's tiny hut, and I just walk around and sort of.
Well, bit of a storm brewing on the horizon.
Gilly's tiny hut.
Is there any song
So-
you'd like to sing?
I could sing the same song. I haven't prepared a new song. I just figured that was so thematic that it works for it.
I'm not sure we've ever heard the Tiny Hut song.
Is there?
Yes, you have. Yes,
There's a
you have.
storm
One.
brewing.
Oh, well, we need it
Oh, great.
faster.
Oh, clever. That's true. So as I walk around, I just I sing a song that funny enough, was written by no one, and just humming to myself and singing. We still have a boat, we still got dry land, we're stronger than the storm. Mm,
Thank you for that.
stronger than the storm.
Her accent disappears when she sings.
Correct.
It's weird.
And then
It's the weirdest
a
thing.
ball of force grows and The tiny hut erects.
Just all
Creatures cannot pass through it. Spells cannot pass through it. It's a nice climate inside. That about the gist of it?
Correct.
You allow these guys, do you allow Scowl to pass through it?
Yeah.
Mrs. Kilgas can walk through it. Doesn't matter what you do. Would you like to disallow Miss Kilgas? Would you like to disallow Mrs. Kilgas?
Not gonna
That
do it.
seems quite antagonistic. That's not a thing I'm going to do.
Okay.
She's just stalking outside, just waiting for you to come in.
She's expelled from it off the side of the boat.
The last thing
Is
I
there-
need to do is create more enemies when I'm in hell.
Especially when she saved you twice.
We're in Dysangulum. Yeah.
Is there any reason to remain silent? Does making noise attract the denizens of this plane?
It's good to remain silent. I'm not saying it's going to be crucial, but it's not a bad practice, I would say. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just going to spitballing here.
Then I will abstain from playing the viol.
What part of the boat are you doing this? Like kind of middle? It's a long boat, but it's
Okay.
yeah. It's a barge.
What sorts of is it just one deck, two decks sort of thing?
There's a deck and like a small inner area and a small storage space.
So wherever will help cover the most ground for us in terms of where we're going to need to be on the boat. So I
Okay.
guess right in the middle might be
Sure.
the best,
Got it.
or towards the back. I'm not positive.
The middle's probably the best.
And you can make it boat colored. So it looks like we disappeared.
Correct. I'll use whatever color makes sense to camouflage.
That's
as the
fine.
best.
Yeah, people can't see inside of it. All right.
Right.
So I'm going to assume, unless you guys specify otherwise, you are in the sphere.
Yes.
It is now a houseboat.
And we can see out absconded?
You can see out.
Okay. So I
Just
can
fine.
remain on watch.
Correct.
Yep.
But people cannot see through it. It is opaque.
You know that Scowl freely just walks the boat. He seems unnerd. He just goes in around. He has a job to do, first of all, so that's one factor to it.
And you have to remind me, does sound travel outside the sphere?
Sound, I believe, does.
Okay.
Right. Sound travels in and out of the sphere.
Sound travels in and out of the sphere. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Play me that haunting tune
But-
that you played this morning.
As far as I'm aware, the river Styx cannot.
Just no.
That's what you think.
That's why I said as far as I'm aware.
No.
Alright, I'm gonna start taking my long rest as well.
So
But, I mean,
gonna
I'm still awake,
do my
so.
4-hour meditation.
I will remain vigilant.
All right.
Do we not want to break that up at all? So that he's not the only one keeping watch?
I mean, I can keep watch while meditating.
He is perceptive.
Okay.
As you don't know if there's a day or night cycle here, but as you guys get tired and get sleepier in the day, whatever it might be, either grows later or earlier, you do notice a significant drop in temperature. But luckily, because of your hut, you remain cool. But if you step outside the hut, it is chillingly cold, -30 at least. It is bitter, bitter, bitter cold. You continue into the night. And you notice that your ride is actually rather pleasing. You can see the choppiness of the river Styx and the back and forth. You can see strange little fish creatures and spider-like beings, and things fly overhead, and they all seem to be antagonistic and monstrous, but are giving you a wide berth. You can see a few times there seems to be like little claws that start to emerge from the river Styx, almost like they're trying to find someone to snatch, and once you guys pass, their claws go back in. The first
Little poopsies.
The first night, go ahead and roll perception.
Are you assisting?
Yes, I will.
$19.
19. You look on and you see much of what I just described. Is there anything anyone would like to do it?
Do those claws look like chitness? Like
Yeah, gentness.
Okay.
kindness. One of those words you only read and never hear.
No, it's true.
Patina.
Patana.
Circumference. Anyway,
Great.
All right, guys.
there is nothing that I would need to do.
Let's go. What would you say is your most entertaining or most fun, favorite job or memory?
It's an interesting question, Miss O'Shea. I don't think I find much humor or joy in most things. I just like the simplicity of the river and the waves of the oceans across the multiverse. I don't believe I really have anything for you, but I'll think about it.
Most interesting client?
That would be the
I mean,
art.
you don't have to divulge identity.
That would be your boss, the Lady of Winter.
Oh.
Archfey made real into the material plane. Almost Archfey.
Runner-up, then.
Some months ago, there was a boatload of passengers. And one of them was this small, pritchety little gnome with a black beard by the name of Putris Stilltower. I ferreted him along with some other gnomes that were dead, along with some other people. He was interesting.
And where did he end up?
I dropped him off in Gehenna, as memory serves.
Oh no.
Guys.
I'm in danger. We're in danger.
He was not delivered to the abyss or...
No, not all souls are judged to go to the hells. Not absolutely every soul that has ever existed goes to the hells or the abyss. 99.999% do. But for those that are forged, who have pacts and deals and sinister ambition, some wind up in Gehenna.
Would a creature such as this maintain any power that it held in the mortal world?
That would depend on the notion of their pacts and the deals they made. Many do. Some become even more powerful.
He didn't ferry living gnome. He ferried
keep
dead
ferrying
gnome.
dead people.
Correct.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we have a problem.
No.
Yeah,
Right.
we should probably keep our eyes out and avoid
Is her
that.
husband in Gehenna? And how many layers of anger is between us?
I will mentally ask Mrs. Kilgas,
Yes, darling.
just to put my companion's mind at ease, where does your husband currently reside?
If I knew, I would have broken him out a long time ago. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to find... Well, wait, no, we can't do that because of video. What would she say?
I'm in danger.
If I knew, I would have broken him out a long time ago.
So,
His location is currently unknown.
well, okay, so it wouldn't be too much of a leap of faith to say that Still Tower had a pact with Angry Husband Face, Fire Face.
I believe that is his nickname, yes.
Scow, once you end up in Gehenna, do your travels generally take you past Gehenna if you are soulbound for not?
Oh yeah, it's the mercenary city. Both hell and the abyss hire them in the blood war. Even a few soldiers of heaven find their way to Gehenna.
Sure. But so if you ferry a soul to Gehenna, that might not be their final destination. They might end up somewhere else.
Definitely not their final destination. Gehenna is a city of mercenaries and
Maybe
commerce.
we'll be okay, guys.
Maybe.
We will just keep an eye out for him.
Well, he's kind of short. So.
Well, and if anything, we have become more powerful since we last saw him, and
Oh, no.
we know to expect him.
Yes, but now he's in potentially one of his elements, and we're still carrying his shattered sword.
Oh, I'm talking about Mr.
Still,
Mr.
Still
Angry
Tower.
Fireface or Still
no,
Tower?
Still Tower. No,
Voragesh.
Mr.
You're
Angry
talking about
Fireface.
Voragesh.
Yes, he would destroy us.
I was talking about Still Tower.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
It's not a hunter's moon. I'll be fine.
Would you like to know more?
Of course.
Always.
What would that cost us?
For now, nothing.
Then yes.
So, you guys are sitting there in the late hours of the morning. Some of you are fighting sleep, but this conversation has stolen your imagination, and you now sit there. The tiny cat imp form of Mrs. Kilgast sits around this, sits in the middle of this bubble and speaks to you guys. So, let's recap our little game here. Some months ago, the lot of you misfits wandered into the town of Still Tower and dethroned and murdered Putris Still Tower.
Had it come.
You stopped an infernal ritual, which was to free my husband. Or Vorogesh, the pit fiend, who crossed Mr. Finkelstein in the Blood War, which is why he's imprisoned. I believe that is the sum total of information you have currently.
Side question.
Yeah.
When we greater restorationed everyone, did certain people get memories back about the Still Tower fight? Where they had their memories wiped?
Dryden was the guy who had his memories wiped?
Yeah.
It was just
Dryden? I thought there were two people.
No, because Dryden was down there.
Pretty sure
Urki was there, but...
Oh, okay, so he doesn't count. Never mind.
None of
That's
us.
cool.
Never mind.
So, let's start from where near the very beginning.
Usually a good spot to start.
You now understand that when an evil soul is past judgment, they travel usually to hell or to the abyss, taking on the form of either a lesser devil, lemurs and all the likes, nymphs, or the form of a demon, which I believe is a lemur, but whatever. And depending on their role in life, they may even be reincarnated as a greater form of devil or demon, and their body is given to the Blood War. That is not how all demons and devils come about. Hell and the abyss had existed for eons untold. And when Modru was deposed from the material plane and the arresting light came about, the sorcerer kings of old, who now lived in this newly created lower plane, got creative. And they started creating their own devils and demons. I was created by the Sulfuran Council.
Great.
I was their weapon. I was their head of what would be called their kind of secret service. They call us the Underclaws. I was bred for secrecy, assassination, subterfuge. I was very good at what I did. I was Mr. Finkelstein's most prized possession for many years. When I worked my way up all the way to the top, I was given a seat on the Sulfuran Council and given the title of Mrs. Kilgast for my service in recovering not one, but 2 tomes which contain the true names of every demon in Gehenna and beyond. I became a keeper of the tome, and so did Mr. Finkelstein. And we were wed for many years. In the Blood War, I carried many missions to success. It wasn't until I came up against Vorogesh, General of Hell, that I faltered. Not because I couldn't do it, but because of a kind of feeling of freedom and serendipity that mission granted me. I fell in love with Vorogesh. I had him captured. I had him at my paw, I could have taken his life. But we began a twisted dance that would carry on for decades. And so, I betrayed Mr. Finkelstein for love. Mr. Finkelstein didn't care for that too much. He is the Supreme Pontifex of the Sulfuran Council. And so...
Supreme Pontifex.
Yes. And Keeper of a Tome. And he imprisoned my second husband. And in my humiliation, he demoted me several rungs from my true form into the form you see now. This tiny, worthless little imp. He banished me to the material plane, where I served under Petey Stilltower, one of his most prized agents. But with time, I worked Petey Stilltower's feeble little mind and bent him to my cause of freeing my husband. I would have been successful, but then 4 assholes broke down the door and killed my only chance.
Had it coming.
Fair enough. That is the state of our little game. So, I am forbidden from making overtures to freeing my husband. But just because victory is impossible doesn't mean we can't have some good old-fashioned revenge. You want to free Alric? I'll help you. But you're going to help me kill the steward of the Sulfuran Council.
The steward. Separate being from Mr. Finkelstein.
Yes. Mr. Finkelstein is the Supreme Pontifex.
Right.
The steward is not on the council. They're a servant of the council.
And what purpose does killing the steward have?
I served on the council for many years once I was promoted to Mrs. Kilgast. The steward runs the show. They're not powerful. They don't have the office. But they move the paperwork. They make the deals. The Arcanoloths that sit on the Sulfuran Council are shrewd and powerful mages, but they are lousy at running Gehenna. Once the steward dies, there will be a vacuum. And all the little greedy paws and claws that are in Gehenna are going to move against each other. Factions will splinter into sub-factions. And they will be made weak. That'll be enough for now.
Won't they just rally against us?
You misunderstand. They won't even care that you killed the steward. They're all too busy seeing the opportunity to gain more power. And killing you, avenging the steward, doesn't fall under that. Go.
Insight check.
Roll insight.
Yeah. Same.
8. I'm not good at insight.
It's okay. I rolled much better. 21.
She seems to be telling the truth. Hard to read, but seems to be telling the truth.
Who is the steward of Gehenna?
That I don't know.
Well, that makes it kind of hard to find him.
What do I make of the implications of killing the steward and causing chaos in Gehenna? Like, what are the greater impacts of that?
I don't know.
Like,
Demon City thrown into chaos. That's all.
I don't know. Not that.
Make that of what you will. I don't know.
I mean, would that have much of any effect on the material plane at all?
No, the arresting light protects the material plane.
Right. Okay.
How often does someone like the steward...
Great.
It's working out really
Sure.
well.
Yep.
Far.
That's a great answer.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Does the position of steward change hats often?
Depends, but usually no. So, that's my story. I did a lot of things for love.
If Mr. Finkelstein is still in Gehenna, why wouldn't you go straight for him instead of the steward?
That's
She laughs.
Oh.
Mr. Finkelstein would wipe the floor with all of us. We're not strong enough.
Fair enough.
And also, if we attack Mr. Finkelstein, they would rally. At least enough of them. So even if we made off with killing him, which is not likely, we'd be hunted down and murdered by the other members of the Sulfuran Council, or Conclave as they would then become.
So, taking out the steward is less about revenge and more about sending a message to Finkelstein that he's on the docket.
Yes.
So whoever the steward is, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's the office, not the man or woman or
And-
person.
It also creates instability, and it would weaken different factions, including Mr. Finkelstein's factions. Creating more of
And
creating an easier time of you getting to your main goal. Right.
yeah, I was about to say, how does this help us get Albert?
She's saying that she'll help us, but only if we help her do this.
And I'm inclined to mention that I'm under contractual agreement to assist
Yes, you are, darling.
Mrs. Skilgast.
Quick question, and then we'll get back to that just before we lose sight of our original intent of these questions completely. Do you have an idea of where Still Tower would be? Would his pact with Mr. Finkelstein ensure that he ends up here? In Gehenna, or
I have no earthly idea.
no educated guess? Since
No.
you have more information than we do. Well, we best be just on edge just in case. Anyway, sorry, what were you going to ask?
So, if we help you with this, you'll help us find Elric and retrieve the mask.
I think we should do that in the opposite order. We should kill the steward on the way out of the city, so if there is anyone that decides last minute that we are now prey, we are on our way out. Versus Alric has been here, 2 days? I don't know how time works.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's two ways of looking at this. One is that, but the other is, if we create instability first, we might be able to use the chaos to our advantage.
But we have to know where everyone is first.
Right.
And then we can make that decision.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll have to go in and see the state of things before we can decide what order to do them in.
Right, but we should just consider,
Correct.
keep in
We should
mind
consider
that
both options.
the chaos, if we go through with that, the chaos could keep people distracted enough that it might help us go through things undetected. It could be a hindrance, but it could be an advantage. I'm not sure.
Correct. We'll have to see how things lay out.
Any other questions for me? I'm in a sharing mood.
Yes, I see that. What sort of assistance are you able to aid us with should we accept this bargain?
I'll find him. We'll break in together, and I'll help you in the ways I've already helped you, with my considerable magical talents and knowledge. Except for I'll be even in a more giving mood in this particular leg of our little journey together.
Right. So,
Down here, I'm a bit closer to my truer form.
and what sorts of chance do we lot have of finding Ulrich? Do we think?
I'll find
Nice.
him.
Without accepting her help, what do we think?
How big is the city of Gehenna?
It's a massive
Sizable.
metropolis.
Yeah.
I would rate our chances as being quite low. We were unfamiliar with the terrain, the culture, or the people. She has the home field advantage.
I have a question.
Yes.
How much of a sore thumb will we stick out as if we go into the city?
Good question.
Being alive and all.
Sort of where I'm
There's
going to.
plenty of your kind in Gehenna. Not
Okay.
you so much, but well, I shouldn't say that.
Plenty of the living.
Yes.
Okay.
I do
The
have one
living-
question, Mrs. Kilgast. Will any of your enemies, are you at risk while we are down here, exposed?
My enemies can't find me.
Wonderful.
Do I know if a locate object would allow me to focus on the mask?
It might. It might. I think so, yeah.
Given enough time, I can find him. No issue there.
Don't know how much time we really can afford.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but given enough time, I can find him. With such a distinctive piece as the mask, that probably is kept him alive. Helped keep him alive in that fall. It's distinctive enough. As long as I'm within 1,000 feet of it, I should be able to find it.
Just roughly doing the math in my head there, because that spell lasts about how long?
10 minutes.
To cover it, you know, in sort of a grid, doing a whole perimeter search, not a perimeter, just doing a whole, like, pattern sweep. The size of the city versus the time that spell lasts, and the range of the spell.
As I said, given enough time.
Right.
I'm not saying it's convenient. I'm not saying it's easy. But given enough time.
Right.
Say-
I'm not disagreeing with you there. What I'm asking is that the route that you want to take? Because
Not
we're here for
necessarily.
you.
No, you asked specifically if we could find him without Mrs. Kilgast. My
Right.
answer is, given enough time.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that we should move with as much alacrity as we can.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the longer that we toil or search, the more likely it is that he will be moved on, or perhaps his life will be ended if the mask is all that they care for. I would say let us utilize the resource that we have at hand, and move.
Especially if the steward is next to meaningless to the patrons of the city as it sounds like he or she is.
sowing discord would likely be beneficial, or at least would weaken them. And I do not know about you, but every time we have come across a powerful being, I have felt myself grow stronger. Doing this would be yet another opportunity.
Whole options to it. I still feel like we need to scope it out, see what the city's like, and then make our
yes.
choice.
Did Mrs. Kilgast say why she had been tasked to kill Bavoragesh?
No, it was just a mission like any other mission. She went on thousands.
Okay. And
He was a general of hell. It was the Blood War.
right. Because
Just blood witch.
she was created by
The
By-
Sulfuran Council.
which are demons, right? Mostly.
They're neutral evil.
Okay.
They're mercenaries.
Mrs. Kilgast, did you say
Okay.
that Mr. Finkelstein, is he one of those sorcerer kings?
It is entirely possible that prior to him becoming a demon, he was a sorcerer king in the material plane, but if he was, he never told me.
So
Is-
he's not an Arcanoloth.
No, he is an Arcana.
Oh, he is.
Yes. And most of them were,
Oh.
but there's a lot of them. And keep the
was under the impression that the Arcanoloths were all created by hags, along with the rest of the Angelites. Were they created by hags from the Sorcerer Kings, or how does that work?
Modru, the King of Kings, tasked the hags in creating the Yugoloths.
So there it is. Yep. Okay.
Yes.
That's
Whether they were created out of thin air like myself, or from the souls of Sorcerer Kings or bodies.
Spontaneous generation.
I
Right.
was spontaneously generated. Well, no, wait, willfully.
Okay.
I believe the next step is to reach Gehenna and perform reconnaissance.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You have an idea of how long it would take for you to identify Ulrich's location?
I've got a hunch. That's all I'll say.
I will equate a hunch to approximately 1 day. Or now. Thank you for sharing this information with us, Mrs. Kilgast. This has been enlightening.
Just a lot.
You're welcome. It's no big deal. It's only my life. And she spins around, curls up, and lays down at Justice's feet.
I'll surreptitiously pet her.
She lets you. Which is the first time Mrs. Kilgast has ever let you pet her.
We bonded.
Surreptitiously.
We bonded. I'm just being kind of subtle about it. I'm just
Okay.
not like...
Like you do with your cat in real life.
just like mauling her, putting my face in her. And, yeah.
All right.
That was awesome.
Thank you. I tried to tell a story here at the Ghost of the Machine.
Man.
So, the night carries on with that incident. You guys, I imagine you're just going to keep the bubble up unless something happens, yada, yada, yada. The next day, you guys coast on. Is there anything anyone would like to do? Any scenes anyone would like to create?
So we did successfully get
Yeah,
a
long
long
rest. You're good.
Just gotta mark that real quick.
Not the most restful sleep you've ever had in your life, but
No, we're
Still
the
good.
bubble
surrounded
helps.
by souls and
Mhm.
demons and devils. So yeah.
It is unfortunate that this is the longest period of time that we have had to ourselves, and we cannot enjoy the time with music. I find it helps center me.
I think you could. It would just have to be very quiet music.
I used message to start singing a tune to Justice.
I'll pull out my violin very quiet, very quietly, with muted strings.
No,
Well,
with a bat.
Oh no.
Yep.
Not the song.
I want to apologize
Just-
to my people off.
Play me that haunting tune you played us this morning.
Yeah, you only know one filter. All right.
Okay, so at some point during this, I'm going
Yes.
to meditate and do divination.
Ritual divination.
Oh,
What
yeah.
god or power or spirits would you like to reach out to?
Before again.
Yeah, just reach out to Mordru. Just try that.
So she's, Eurysadril specifically suggested that I could reach out to the Traveler as not necessarily good, not necessarily evil. It's just kind of a neutral party in all of this.
Yeah. Neutral between good and evil, yeah.
So divination, I'm gonna stall while I can think of this question.
Common redirect. Common stall tactic.
So divination, as a druid, I get to ask a god as many times a day as I'd like, but each time I ask, it lessens my ability for getting a useful answer, or a non-misdirected answer. There are a lot of gods in this world, and really only one of them is acceptable. So trying to learn about all of the other ones is fun.
It's fun watching you stall.
Do you think I should wear plaid or stripes today? Let me know.
Devastation. Wear them both. They go together.
Yeah, it's evil.
They complement your eyes.
Make sure all the colors are loud.
So,
Fashion advice with Mojo.
Yes.
Yeah, fashion choices with Modru.
check out our
Fun mini cities.
yeah,
Next bonus content.
10-part series.
Fashion advice with
So knowing that he was an old sorcerer king.
The game. Oh, the Traveler?
Yeah, the Traveler is an old sorcerer king
look at that.
that kind of rode the middle line and managed to escape getting stuck in this plane. I should not have brought this up.
Do it.
What are you asking?
Where's the narrative?
What are you asking?
What's interesting?
Do it. Do what must be done.
So he's an old sorcerer king, probably more powerful than the Aras. How does one reclaim an identity?
That is one of the central questions of this campaign.
Sounds like a good question. for
Probably
the
too
travel.
big of a
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
Um,
If you learn, let us know.
perfect. Let me ask a yes/no question then.
Yeah.
Once you've lost your identity, can it be refound?
That is
Yes or no question. Because I want to
don't
know
know.
if I can get out. Can Alric be Alric again without being
Oh, that's sad.
the being stuck with the Marquesa?
Roll a wisdom check. I'll say wisdom saving throw, since you're proficient in that.
Okay. See how this goes. Okay. 25.
It is a disturbing thing, what has happened to him. But you were hopeful. Because when you said you won't believe it till you see the white of his eyes, when that mask came off, you saw the white of his eyes. He may never be exactly as you remember him, and the way you remember him might not even be the way he actually was. Because memory plays funny things and tricks in time. But you are hopeful, and you believe that yes, in some way, you can save him. You hope.
So this is just me meditating on it, or was that the Traveler's answer?
No, that was meditating.
Oh, that was meditating on it. Okay.
Actually, if you would like that to be the Traveler's answer, I can do that. So.
If I kind of get a freebie, I can ask him another question.
No. So, meditating, you almost slip into casting the spell. You don't even realize it. And you hear that answer, but rather than it being this kind of amorphous noise and cosmic, it comes out of Justice's mouth.
Oh, God.
I just turned my head towards her.
Oh, my.
And it says what I just said.
And then when I come out of meditating, is...
He's just staring at you.
Oh, that's creepy.
What did we see?
Did we hear any of that?
You saw him turn his head and say something to Selena.
Did we hear what that was?
Yep.
I'll imagine that it wasn't my voice, my intonation, or anything.
That sure came out of nowhere.
Huh.
What was that about?
I do not know what you were talking about. To what are you referring?
You just started talking to Selena about identity and Ulrich, and
That does not sound like something that I would do.
This is all sorts of unsettling.
We're coming up on something, Scow says.
I'll ready myself.
You could say that again.
Can I go perceive what it is?
Roll perception.
Perfect.
I will help you.
What color dice should I use?
Green, because it's me.
The dark green or the light green?
Dark green.
We have no... Okay. 25 again.
You look past, there's now this kind of unsettling, so rain begins to fall.
Hate rain.
No.
Hate rain.
And you,
Umbrella.
umbrella.
But we
We're in
have
the hut.
our hut.
And the hut, but
Right.
still, just in case.
So rain begins falling, you can see, and there's this kind of gentle simmer, and with that simmer, this fog begins to billow around the boat. And it becomes difficult to see, but disappearing into this fog line, you see a kind of strange looking cave, which seems to have kind of a massive opening in it and tentacles all around it and two feminine statuettes on either side. It's quite a ways in the distance. He's like, there's a little bit of a shortcut. You can see the river Styx all along the way. It does flow both ways, but it has tidal. It has tributaries. No, actually, yeah, it has tributaries, not tidal estuaries. It has tributaries and small little off paths, but there is one main path to the river Styx. So at one point, though, it seems to split, and he takes you towards the path, towards the cave. A little known shortcut. Well, it's plenty known.
Should we prepare?
I haven't been here in some time. It usually has some rabble-rousers, but it's no more dangerous or less dangerous than other paths. It's just shorter.
What are the statues?
Difficult to see in the fog, but you rolled pretty well. They seem to be statues. There used to be probably... I should actually check my map. They appear to be, and they're mostly underwater, actually, you can now see. But it appears to be kind of the foreheads of women. Hag.
Yep.
Okay. They're not like the Sphinx's fake kind of thing from, the Never-Ending Story kind of.
Nah.
Got it. That's what I was imagining. It's like,
This is your swamp of sorrow, but...
Oh man.
Where's
No,
our
that's
Alric!
that's actually further on. It's actually the
doing
crags
the
of
Jack
sorrow, right? In this
The sorrow
for
crags.
the sorrow crags, yeah. For the purposes of this. Oh no, baby Artax is there.
It's the face thing from What Dreams May Come.
Yeah.
oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
All of the sad 90s.
So your boat
We
crests
found
and
them all.
Oh,
carries forward closer in the cave. He's like,
I didn't ask for these feels.
Yeah.
I don't like the way this looks.
Prepare yourselves.
Second level armor Agathis.
Seems to be some kind of large winged creature whose 13 foot plus tall form and well muscled body sits on top of the cave. Your boat begins to crest slowly towards it, and you can see Scow is like tapping, and the boat slows and begins to move a little bit, kind of prompting himself for a retreat. You hear a voice. Halt! Who goes there? And the river Styx bubbles around you. And he taps the bubble, kind of signaling for you guys to stay put. It's Scow.
Protection from good and evil. On civilians.
Just a Maranoloth. Traveling to the city of Gehenna, looking for clients. Looking for clients. Don't have any stowed away. You're welcome to search the ship. But no, there's none. None. I am the sentinel of the gate. Scout looks at him. That sounds like made-up bullshit.
You must pay the toll. You.
And you hear him whistle in the river. There's a buzzing sound zzz above you guys.
No.
I didn't see why.
You and your 4 friends.
This guy's like,
Tap, 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 tap.
Can we attack from inside the bubble?
I don't know if your guy. No, I think it works. You could throw a dagger. I think. Or no, it's organic only. You cannot throw a dagger.
Is whatever he did magical? Can I dispel it?
It was completely physical. He doesn't seem to be doing anything magical.
I want to try to get a surprise thing on the dude by like popping out and throwing a dagger at it.
Sure. Everybody roll initiative.
Great.
Woo! I'm excited! Fighting in hell. Maybe we'll find spawn, and I can become a hell spawn.
Oh,
Gain
why?
so many powers.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah! Look at that! It's boat time.
Could have been better.
I always
My red
wanted to
die's
be a
not
pirate.
tonight.
You can't have done any worse than I did.
Fair enough.
Something
Okay.
over there.
Before I drink way too much water today. Before we start, keep them entertained. Maybe,
Oh, there's a leak in the boat!
maybe cover the muted parts that we had at the beginning.
So, you know, when we started, and we were all talking, and you were trying
Let's
to read
go
our
back
lips.
to the beginning.
Yes.
The very beginning.
Yes.
The
so,
best place to start. The
you
beginning.
know, I won't
The
say
vagining?
One at a time.
The vagining.
the vagining. So,
You're welcome for that.
about 31
You're
years
special.
ago, minus
32.
9 months, Matt Foreman's parents, I believe, used an expression of love and conceived Matt. Fast forward 31
Wouldn't it have
years.
started at your parents?
Oh, we need to go back even
Just-
further.
yes,
well, you know,
even
what about my
further.
parents' parents?
We just
So
asked you
back-
to donate
back
to
like in
a
the
good
50s.
cause and then watch us because we're awesome.
Right.
This is what happened.
I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes it's debatable.
Fast forward a number of years, there was the second coming of Christ, otherwise known as my birth. Fast
Oh,
forward
great.
32 more years, and we found ourselves here tonight. The microphone was muted, and we talked about Animal Helper, and we talked about how we ended up here in Dysanthanum, or Dysangulum,
Man.
which
Anyway,
is... Yeah.
attention to Animal Helper. They have a lot of dogs in need at the moment. One in particular has,
We covered
has
your
some significant
conception.
surgeries coming up. They need coverage for that.
It's on the internet.
I described it in graphic detail.
give through smile.amazon to Animal Helper if you can. That sort of thing.
Yeah, they've
You missed
got
that in the mute part.
they've got like
We're
$4
good.
grand worth of stuff for puppers and a kitty.
They really do. It's direct charity. They do incredible work. So.
Yeah. They have a lot
Alright.
of bills to pay for
Okay,
those.
back to
for
beating
those
shit up
animals.
with my natural one.
Fight time! If
If
only there was music.
Or is
Please, someone
Yeah,
hit a thing so I can yell
Gi-
goal. Really
Gilly,
loud in my
initiative.
Best soccer
7.
voice.
It's a little loud.
God said dial back
Just
on
no.
bears.
Please no.
19.
Sevilius.
11.
Selena.
3.
Did I? Oh, I did not see that. Like, what?
I
What's
wasn't flipping you off this time.
I was like, how'd you know, Chase?
She's like, read between the lines.
Oh, this happened.
If you read between the lines.
This did
then she
happen
rolled.
on purpose. What are you doing?
You know, stuff and things.
Things to.
Stuff and things and
Sorry, I have to
things
move him
and
real
stuff.
quick.
Oh, I added the wrong dog.
That's okay. Only I need to see that.
Sounds like some made up bullshit.
The Tarrasque
As
Pog
Scout
just
said.
blips into existence.
Whoops.
Don't worry about that. That's actually not supposed to be till you're level 9.
Oh wow.
Oh, you can handle it.
So, what does protection from good and evil give me?
So, you have fiends have disadvantage on They have disadvantage to hit you,
Okay.
and you have advantage on attack rolls against the target.
Nice.
You also cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Nice. I thought it gave me temper. I
Oh,
think
It
that's
does not
Alrighty.
give you any
that's
attack.
the other one.
That's heroism.
So, they are not surprised because they were anticipating
Expecting a fight,
violence,
yeah.
so yeah, their turn's not skipped or anything. So, you start to rush out of the bubble. Go ahead and go.
I'm attacking the creature before they attack this turn, so I have sneak attack with advantage.
Cool.
So I'm going to pop forward, and I can't see exactly where my pog is on the map.
Right there.
Right there? Okay. They are quite far away from me, out of the range, I think the short range of a dagger. So I'm going to move up to the edge of the ship.
Like up where Mrs. Codest is.
Even closer, like up to the
stern.
the stern of the ship.
Or the bow.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And I'm going to toss my first dagger. That is a 17.
17 against the Sentinel of the Gate. 17 misses.
Oh, dang.
Christ.
You have advantage. Did you roll with advantage? Because you're going
I rolled a
before
2 on
him.
the other one, yeah.
Oh,
All right, I'm going to toss the second dagger, which I do not get advantage on.
Okay.
Correct?
Mhm.
Uh,
No, you
and-
do. You're going
on
before
both
him.
of them.
On
Oh,
all
good.
attacks, you have advantage.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad that I did that. So that will be a 22 to attack.
Hit.
Alrighty. Stick attack with advantage. Can I say before that I'm going to cast Hex on him with
Sure.
a bonus action? Perfect. So 1 from the thing, 2 from... 1 from that, and then sneak attack. Good deal. Alrighty. Dagger. Flame. 4. Oh, I almost forgot the hex. Yes. I almost did the same thing again.
It's not a
So-
crit, but it is sneak attack, right?
Yep, exactly. 4, 10, 21, 28 points of damage.
Yeah, bud.
So the dagger flings out, and it just chings off his armor the first time, and it flies back, and you're like, "Ah!" and it
Exactly.
cuts into him. How much of that was lightning?
How much of that was lightning?
Yeah.
That was 2 points of lightning.
I guess there's just one more. So he seems to be a little resistant to lightning.
Alrighty.
So, as you step forward and hurl the dagger, you hear a
Throwing silliness.
and there's a ribbit behind you.
Yes!
Oh.
I need you to make, oh god,
Oh no.
I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh no.
It is magical. You do have advantage.
My strong suit.
Alright, just cleared everything. Let's see how this goes.
Oh no.
Well, first dice was a nat 1. Second dice, 18, so plus 5, 23.
Okay. So you hear a and you feel this kind of shock of psychic. And then you can feel just for a moment all memory, all ability, all knowledge leave you. And then you can feel basically your entire being pulled apart, leaving you an idiot and a moron and completely incapable of interacting in any meaningful way with the world. And then it comes back to reality.
I think he was describing... never mind, I was going to say a sympathetic supporter.
Does that already happen?
Oh no.
You take 14 points of psychic damage.
We're so screwed, guys. Oh
That
no.
was their ready to action. So that's all they get to do.
This just got a lot worse.
A
Yeah, it did.
Nimzanator?
Oh,
What is
no.
a Nimzanator?
It's a Nimzanator.
It's a badass.
It's
what
an
it is.
angry frog.
Justice,
Oh,
that's your turn?
no.
That is my move
Oh,
action
no.
bonus, so yes, that is my turn.
Nimzanator. Hardly know which one.
The Sentinel of the Gate.
You're the worst.
Heroic.
Ohana.
They are going to actually cast a spell. So you see him, he flings his axe forward, and there's a whip of energy. It slams into the hut, and the hut disappears.
'Cause I couldn't have counterspelled that, right?
I said he cast a
He
spell.
cast a
Right,
spell.
but I couldn't have counterspelled it from within the hut, right?
Yeah, correct.
That's
Oh, yeah,
why I
that's-
didn't.
Yep.
Mhm.
Then no, you couldn't.
Right.
What do you want from me? All right,
I'm
that's his
just
action.
making sure I understood that properly because otherwise I would have counterspelled.
You understood it properly.
Okay.
Well, that's gone.
That
Great.
is his action.
Making my way in the world today.
It's his bonus action. Nah. He's just gonna fly over here. His large, strong form lands on the boat.
Oh, gosh.
Oh no, I'm in danger.
Can we make
What does it look like? Is it all green and gross?
Green and well muscled and powerful,
Yeah.
with a massive great axe that he now draws.
He looks weak.
Oh no.
You look weak.
Am I on the boat?
Yeah, you're there somewhere.
Probably underneath the monstrosity.
You're next to
that
Civilius.
just
Yeah, you're
appeared.
to the right.
So I'll zoom in a little
yeah,
now.
Oh, I
hard to
see you. Yeah, you're right there.
Okay,
Kinda do
so
more
I'm
of
not
this.
technically in base to base with the angry demon dude.
You're
You
within
are
his
not,
reach.
but you might be within his
Oh,
reach.
no.
Shh.
I just need to be 10 feet away.
One thing at a time. All right.
I'm excited.
Sentinel of the Gate lands with his massive axe in corpulently muscular form. Mrs. Kilgas. Didn't hear an agreement earlier. Afraid I can't help. And she, 5, 10, 15. Oh, that's you. 20, 25, 30.
Oh.
She rests on the
Yep. Of course.
Civilius.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, Blade Song. Of
Okay.
course.
And in case you didn't catch it earlier, I had cast Protection from Good and Evil
Correct.
on him.
So I will make 2 iterative attacks against the Sentinel of the Gate with advantage if he is a fiend.
He is a fiend. I know. Is
Excellent.
that how protection
Yep.
from good and evil works? Your attacks have advantage? It
And
doesn't.
they have disadvantage.
They have disadvantage to hit you. I just looked it up. I'll
Yeah, 'cause
double
I
check
asked you.
again. But creatures of so they have disadvantage on attack rolls against. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
They have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. And that's it. You can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Yeah.
Got it.
So just a regular.
So regular attacks. First one will miss.
Okay.
7.
How did I misread that?
Second one is
It's just that optimism.
Yeah.
Let it die.
22.
22 hits. Parse out the damage for me.
I will. So that will be 1d8 plus 2d6 for my flame tongue rapier. And so it will be 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And 5 points of fire damage.
Perfect. So your rapier skids across his well-armored carapace, and you do some damage.
Carapace.
Whatever. All right. Do I have everyone's on here? Okay. Scow's turn. Scow's sure, I'll help. Because he seemed pretty freaking intimidated by this guy.
Oh no.
Scow's just gonna.
Oh, you guys are all within 5 feet of him.
So
Yeah, this is the
Scow
problem.
spins his oar. He's like, "Hey, what if I blow you into the river Styx?"
Glorious. Inspired.
Hang on. Oh, but he has advantage. What's the DC on this guy? Okay. Okay, he's good. So then so for a moment there, it looks like the Sentinel of the Gate is pushed back, but the gust of wind just kind of buffers off of him. Yeah. That will be Scow's turn. He doesn't look too happy. Gilly.
Bonus action, Clokey, keep me out of the river.
Alrighty.
And oh man. Moonbeam on it. Oh no, I can't. No, not Moonbeam. I'm keeping concentration on that for you, on the thing for you. So instead of that, how about? Oh.
Oh, go, Cloaky. Come on.
I'll try. Two magic missile bolts.
All right.
I'm concerned. Oh, wait.
2 charges, so X plus 2,
charges,
4d4 plus 4.
Okay. 6. 11.
11 points force damage. So the
No. 12. Wait. How does math work? 13. Sorry. 9
All
plus
right.
4 is 13.
the missiles. Is that your turn? Would you like to move?
I do, but I don't.
Alrighty.
Actually, yeah, I'll move closer into the boat, but I don't want to move away from... Yeah, sure.
So you boop. Step forward. Clokey springs to life, rolls initiative, and he will act on his turn.
Great.
He's gonna grapple you. Is the idea? He's gonna use his action.
Keeping me out of the river. Whatever.
Gilly, that's your turn. Selena.
Alright, so we're gonna hex the big one.
All right, he's got 2 hexes on him.
Oh man.
Put a little lightning bolt for yours and a little skull for what's his face's.
Oh yeah, I should have dictated what ability we have him have a penalty
Yep.
to.
What disadvantage would you like to grant? Justice first.
Wisdom.
Thank you.
And...
Oh, strength. Oh,
Strength.
Yeah. 100%. Thank you. Yeah. I was
He's
gonna
going
say
to
it
be-
too. Yeah, 100%.
What would you? And so that's your bonus action. Shadows coalesced around him. First level spell. What would you like to do with your action?
I am going to see if frostbite will hit him.
Ooh.
He rolls a
Constitution
Constitution save.
You pick up that spell.
Oh wait, he has advantage against magic. He makes it. 17 plus. Yada yada yada. So ice coalesces and he just shakes it off. It's your action. It's your bonus action. Would you like to move?
No, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Alrighty. You guys hear the zzz, zzz, that was above you. And a little bug demon-like creature
Yeah.
flies above head. It was more like here.
Why?
So then...
No.
He carries a tiny little fork trident-like thing and buzzes over you guys.
Oh no. Oh no, help.
And you see him start chanting.
Is he casting something?
He is casting.
Counterspell.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll it.
Okay.
Glorious. I like its name.
Natural 20.
You just prevented a cloud kill.
Oh.
So you guys see poison and gas start to emerge around you as the river Styx almost seems to spring to life at this thing's beck and call. Buzzes above you.
Oh no.
It's gonna fly over here.
Oh no.
It was like 30 feet above you. Doesn't provoke from anyone.
Good.
Nimes on Tor's turn. All right. Nizium Tor is gonna go.
We're in danger.
While submerged in like
The snakes
no.
just keep getting worse.
And so do the snakes.
And the snakes, yeah.
The snake stakes.
Perfect. So Vilius, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is it a charm effect?
It is not.
Is he a fiend?
He's casting a spell. It is casting
Is that-
a spell.
Yeah. Right?
He has
Yes,
advantage against charmed, frightened, and possession.
So protection from evil, disadvantage on attack rolls. Okay, yeah. So go ahead and just roll straight. You cannot be charmed or frightened. So
Yeah.
Spell fizzles.
Can't be charmed, frightened,
As
or
he
possessed.
cast Phantasmal Killer on you.
Yes.
And yet, it can still attack. And then it makes a massive tongue shoots out at you. It has disadvantage because of your cloak for displacement. It has advantage while being submerged in water. It's a straight roll.
Okay.
That is quite a... Oh, man. Oh, man.
14 to hit. So it, the sticky, grappling-like tongue shoots out and passes by you. You fear what would have happened if that hit you.
I would have probably been grappled and pulled into the river stink.
The Sentinel of the Gate is going to go. The Sentinel of the Gate is going to use an action to attempt to grapple you, Gilly. It has disadvantage on strength. You can use acrobatics to resist.
Where to choose? Okay.
So it has to roll twice and take the lesser. Okay.
Fantastic.
Go.
I'm forgetting how math works. 13.
9 with disadvantage. Would have gotten you without Hex.
Goodness.
So it goes to reach down and you slip right out of its gate. It's going to then use a secondary attack to try to grapple you.
That's a natural 20.
Nice.
25.
I don't believe it can defeat you. 18 total.
Yeah.
So, and you can see the
No, I don't want to go!
the you certainly don't. The vexing shadows seem to like pull at his arms, and he's like,
I want to stay on this boat!
"Unbridle me!" He calls out to some mysterious force. Justice, it's your turn.
I will move on the Nimzantor.
All right. You're gonna fly over there, or just move next to him.
Just move next to him, yeah.
All right,
I'm
you're
going
good.
to unload on him with
All
my
right.
attacks. So I do not have advantage.
So you can do it because you can throw it either way.
Oh, of course. So the first attack is a 19.
Hit.
And the second attack is a 14.
Miss.
All right, I will roll the damage for the first one.
Parse out the damage. Everyone, be sure to declare your damage types in this fight. These are fiends, and do that for the whole trip of hell. We should always do it, but
So 10 points of just piercing and and then 1 point of electric damage.
so yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm going to use Flurry of Blows on it.
All right. 1 key point spent. 2 unarmed attacks.
That is a 16 to hit, and then a 17 to hit.
Hit.
All right, and this is with the thing, so I have.
You don't have to parse out the damage. Magical
Perfect.
bludgeoning and cocked.
So that is 15 points of damage, and that's cocked. Same thing, and then 10 more points of damage.
10 more points of damage. 15 and 10, right?
Yep. 25 from that.
So you. It croaks every time you smack into it. You're like, get the off my boat!
Tired of these motherfucking frogs and my motherfucking
boat!
Clokey is going to grapple you. Do you attempt to resist?
No.
Okay, so Clokey just wraps over your
But
form.
I could still resist if the other thing tries to
Of
grapple
course,
me, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, in fact, it becomes a contest between more like him and Clokey, and then yeah, it's a thing. So yeah,
Okay.
it's good. It's very good.
Sure,
for you.
sure, yeah.
So Clokey will grapple you.
This is exactly what I asked for.
And Clokey is actually going to he's going to grapple you, but then he's going to enter the Sentinel's space. So he's standing now between, and yeah. So yeah, he will. Clokey will have advantage on attack rolls against him
Oh, cool.
because he's large. So.
Scared.
Miss Kilgast says, "Oh, things are looking dire out there. Just let me know if you'd like to agree for me to help."
I mean, I thought we kind of agreed anyways, but...
No, I thought what we said was we would have to get there before
So,
we made
Velius.
decisions.
We'll help you.
That's one vote. Go ahead.
I will throw a fireball.
Okay. Where? To hit the Skitter and Nimzantor, but not the...
No, I can get all of them.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
It's what I got for range that'll hit
Yeah.
everything. It'll still deal damage even if it
Go
does
ahead and roll
deal
eight.
half damage.
I was surprised that you could hit all 3 of them. I was surprised. Go ahead and roll 8d6.
Are you going to be setting the boat on fire?
It'll be fine.
Okay.
Go and roll. What's your spell DC, boss?
The DC is, let me double check, I believe it's
Do you
15.
want some of your dice back?
So that's a 19, or sorry, 18 even for the Sentinel. 24 for the frog, the Hydron. The Skitterer eats shit.
Good.
It's just he was the one I was worried about mostly.
I mean, he did cast Cloud Kill.
Yeah.
That's not nothing.
It's just over there eating shit, literally. That's
24 points of fire damage.
24 points of fire damage. Jesus.
I mean,
So they're all resistant. Okay. 12 and 6. So the fire washes them. They're obviously resistant, but you still do a considerable amount of damage.
I can spread out damage and hit all of them.
You did. So the fire up passes over them. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your bonus action or anything?
No.
Okay. Scow's turn. Scow drops the gust of wind once Clokey entered it because he didn't want to push Clokey off the boat. Scow is just going to. He's like, I'm really not. This is a little higher stakes than I'm comfortable with. These are big, big men.
said Matt the last time he went out.
Yep. Fine. And he smacks the oar on the boat, and you see a wave, 20-foot tall wave emerge from the river Styx as he casts Control Water. And it moves towards the skitterer, who now has to make a dexterity saving throw.
God, it's not like at the boat watching.
No, that would kill you guys.
I know.
Dexterity just makes it. So the massive... No, he makes it handedly. The wave and the skitterer buzzes up. And what would imagine you would be a very harmful wave misses him nearly. He's like, I'm trying my best here. He's going to move over here.
We believe in you, Scow.
Gilly, your turn.
Oh.
Bring the river.
Okay.
You can see, since this is all happening once, that he has shown no intentions of stopping at you.
I'll second that! I shout. If Selena's on board, I'm on board. And then,
3 votes.
And, I will cast Vicious Mockery at it?
Sure. 19 plus.
Yeah, okay. Worth a shot. Anyway, and my bonus action will be... Is anyone still wounded at all?
I am
Or
quite
has anyone-
damaged.
Yeah, you are. Bonus action healing word. First level. 7 points
Thank you.
for justice.
Pause for justice.
And, yeah. Clokey, keep doing your thing. Keep me out of that river. Help us.
20 feet up. Just keep what you're doing. What you're doing.
That's what I've got.
Alright. Selena, it's your turn.
got it. So we're gonna Eldritch Blast him.
Alright, you have... You do not have disadvantage because you're not 5 feet. Okay, good. Yeah, it's not about being in reach, it's about 5 feet. I believe.
Ooh, okay. So one of those is probably definitely gonna miss with a
Okay.
11,
Miss.
and the other one is a 22.
Hit. 1d10 force damage.
Ooh,
Plus 1d6 necrotic.
Yep. I've already got them all parceled out. 1 point of necrotic
Okay.
and 6 points of force.
You notice that the necrotic... Full force.
Nice.
So that's your action. Laser warfare. And your bonus action, anything?
Bonus action, I can use the staff.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you can. You can do mass healing word or healing word. Or anything, whatever.
I don't need,
Mass healing word.
I don't think I need to do mass healing word. I'll just do a first level healing word for justice.
Okay. Here. 1d4 plus 4.
6.
Alright.
Thank you.
You feel the healing energies wash over you.
Oh, and I yell to Mrs. Kilgast, we've always been on board.
It's a done deal. Skitterer's turn.
Time
The skitterer is going to fly away 40 feet, and then it's going to cast a spell. It is still within counterspell range. I double checked.
Yeah, counterspell.
So it fizzles. It was
Okay.
you see the dispel magic foiled that was aiming at its master.
Okay.
It buzzes at you.
Oh man.
Nimzantor's
This is gonna
turn.
be a problem.
Now you are being squared off with this frog creature, and you're like, okay then. Oh. Hold on. The Nimzantor is actually vulnerable to fire.
Oh.
So you see.
Huh.
Wow.
Unfortunate for him.
Yeah, I'm doing my best. There's a lot. These are
Yeah.
demons are complex. I'm trying.
Surprisingly paid off, like, significantly.
You hear in your
Nice.
head, I'll steal your memories.
Oh,
And it's going to try to bite you. It has advantage on the attack rolls because it is in flutter.
got that
20
Gene
total to hit.
Simmons
Well, hold
talk
on.
over
I gotta
there.
check if he crit. 20 total hit. Alrighty, so you are now grappled. So he. Well, actually, he's biting you, so he's gonna bite you. He's going to then deal damage to you. He did choose to bite first, so you're not grappled yet. 8.
Keyword.
Oh, you take 16 points of piercing damage.
Woo!
Massive teeth dig into you.
Oh my god.
And then it is going to cast a spell. I want you to make a wisdom saving throw. This is a charm effect. It's magical. You have advantage because it's magical.
I just used my reaction.
Whoop.
Oh. Sorry. Counterspell. I
That's
forgot
fine.
she used your reaction.
Yeah, before he at least, yeah, that's fine. So it fades. Crown. You see a jagged crown of iron
Sorry.
begin
I'm
to
trying to
form
feel
over your
my
head
Oh, no.
as your will starts to leave your body.
Oh no.
Who's gonna make you walk the plank?
Oh.
That would have been a 9.
Oh
Thank you.
no. Oh no.
We're not taken down by Still Tower. We're not taken down by the Marquess of Treasure.
Random thugs pulling a bridge game.
Brought down by Toad.
Random thugs
Thank you,
on a
Sibelius.
soul river.
All right.
It'll make me vulnerable, but I can.
He's going to cast a spell. You see him, and the 2 hexes fade from his body with the dispel magic. You'll be mine. Justice, it's your turn.
I'm going to move my hex as a bonus. Oh, it's dispelled completely. It's done.
Yeah, it's gone.
That means that I'm just going to unload on Froggy here.
Sure. I love this.
That's fine. He wasted a turn dispelling. So
The first one is a 22, and the second one is a 16.
Hit.
Perfect. All right. So I have this. I have not that.
So he used that.
So just dagger plus fire. No.
It's my turn
It's
again.
never
before it's
gets
his
that.
turn.
So that is 17.
17 hits.
No damage.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to... Yeah, you're...
Yep. And then another.
Remember, tell me what's lightning.
Oh, sorry.
But don't tell me what's
So
necrotic.
5 of that was
Thank
lightning.
you.
5 of that was lightning. On this next one, 3 of it is lightning.
Okay.
And this one is 16 points of damage.
Oh my god. So you're actually taking this thing apart. Like there's chunks missing from it. You're like...
Good deal. And then I'm going to bonus action to
Patient defense.
patient defense.
So you realize how close you are to being royally destroyed, and you enter a defensive position. Cloaky.
I do not mean to sound like a broken record, but I again am quite damaged.
Cloaky
Roger that.
with one hand has you grappled. With the other hand, he's swinging his longsword. So he goes.
Yeah.
He goes to uppercut the guy. He has advantage on the attack roll because he is occupying the same square. He
Go
missed.
Cloaky, go Cloaky.
2 and a 4.
Oh,
So he
that's
just.
okay. That's okay.
you tried your best, Cloaky.
He
Cloaky
did.
is doing the more important thing, keeping me out of that river.
Mm-hmm. And Clokey, ever so slightly, starts to tug you, as in, like, do you want me to carry you away? Real quick. Yes, no. He very gently starts to tug. Yes or no? Go.
5 feet.
Okay. He's pushing you out of the way, fending off this advancing creature.
Aw, Clokey.
Clokey's the
Spirit
best.
of a gallant
Thank you for Clokey.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Does he have one or two? He just has the one attack. Okay. Okay. Clokey goes just as Mrs. Kilgass. All right then. I'll help.
Deals with devils, man.
Mm-hmm. Take my breath away.
I didn't think.
Huh?
What?
You definitely did.
Nice sign.
You said
Beverly's not a devil.
Mrs. Kilgast is.
Oh,
We
yeah.
just made a deal with the devil.
So, she is going to cast a
We made an
spell.
agreement. A gentleman's agreement.
It's a deal.
Tit for tat.
She's going to cast a spell. Whether it's touch or not doesn't matter. She'll move back and move. She casts a spell on you, and you are now invisible. You have advantage on attack rolls. Attack rolls have disadvantage against you. People cannot see you to counterspell. She casts greater invisibility on you, and it cascades over your form.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. Oh, yeah, buddy.
So your attack rolls have advantage. Attack rolls
That
against you
would
have
be
disadvantage, and people can't counterspell you. Or target you with things that require sight. Sevilius Anastasia, it is your turn.
Yeah, I will make my 2 iterative attacks against.
Yep. The greater
And
invisibility.
with,
It doesn't break whenever you attack.
That is good.
Nice.
So, with advantage, the first one is an 18 on the dice.
Hit.
Yep. 5 piercing, 6 fire.
Okay. Slashes over his form. You're carving him up. Carving him up.
Second attack is significantly lower at 15.
Miss. It scrapes across his big old belly. All right.
Big old man.
Now your turn.
Yep.
All right. So you're just like dancing off. Did you want to move at all? Position yourself in any way? I guess you're defending Selena, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Scow's turn. He's like, all right. He moves to the bow, that part of the boat, he says, one more time, and he strikes it, and the wave carries again towards that skitterer, who now he needs to do a dexterity saving throw. You see a wave crash in, and when it passes over the skittering form, there's just nothing left.
Yes!
Yes.
Oh, I'm terrified.
Don't touch the
You hear
river,
a
guys.
Oh.
There's nothing left.
My God.
We knew you could do it,
And he-
Scow.
Thanks. And he looks over to the frog-like creature. He's like, watch out for that one. Gilly, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to use Fey Presence, and just for flavor, I'm gonna sing at the Sentinel. I'm gonna sing.
Little force
Never
play.
thought I'd be on a boat on this weird green soul-filled road. Hey, ugly, look at me, yeah. And that's, yeah.
Natural 20 with advantage, I'm
Fuck,
sorry.
okay.
It was
So
14
good.
the first time, but they have advantage against all magical effects.
Right, okay. So that was that, and
Great song, by the way.
Thanks.
Sorry, I'm concentrating, but
It's okay.
you're doing good.
Wrote it on the spot. Anyway,
Action? Bonus
uh,
action?
bonus action, healing word to how bad?
I'm at less than 50%.
Yeah, second level.
Hurt, very hurt.
No, very
You can even say bloodied if you want.
Okay, 10 points of healing.
Oh, slightly more than half, but still at half.
Okay.
Thank you, Selena. I mean,
Did you want to
Gilly.
move, Gilly?
And
You're grappled, so technically you can't, but Clokey would let go if you...
I'll try to move with Clokey if I can. Otherwise, I
Okay.
will just
That'll be on
wait.
his turn.
With Clokey. Yeah.
Nimzantor's turn. Nimzantor is going to submerge into water, blocking line of sight.
Shit.
Oh shit, Selena! I passed you. I'm so sorry. Selena, our resident druid.
She's here.
Get fucked, Selena! Get out of my game!
Centaur, eat your turn.
Apparently Liz.
Yeah, you
had
lost
actually,
the memory of your turn.
Apparently Liz in real life had invisibility on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blight.
All right,
Big
yeah.
dude.
A big dude. Constitution saving throw. Taking note that they are not resistant to necrotic. You put your eggs in a basket. 23.
That's okay. He still takes half.
Yeah, that's not
I
nothing.
know. So 7, 7, 5 puts me at 14 plus 5 is 19.
Shit.
3 of these guys. Plus another 14, so 23, 33.
Yep.
And then that's
Then-
6, so I have 2 more.
Yep.
This is hot.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, even when Blight gets
33,
resistant.
47 half.
Have
A
that!
lot of damage.
27. 26.
So I think that's the first time Blight is actually relatively worked in my favor. Otherwise, it's been legendary actioned away.
You almost took out the Marquesa with it. You were very close. All right. That's your action with your 4th level spell. Bonus action can be anything you have or 2nd level or lower.
Nope, we're just gonna hang out with my Blight.
All right. Nimzan Tor's turn. Now he knows that he is not resistant. However, yeah, he disappears into the wave.
Attack of opportunity.
He does provoke.
I'm gonna try to punch him.
Okay, you have advantage. No, you don't have advantage. Sure. I don't know why I thought you had advantage.
17 plus 7.
Hits.
24, and since he's not immune to necrotic, so that's my
Are you trying to
D4.
stunning strike?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I was just asking.
And then you remember, so this is a punch as a d6 plus this, and I lost my hex.
Stunning strike is not magical. Magic resistance doesn't apply to it.
3 plus 7 is 10 points of damage.
Things.
I rolled a 1 and a
He
2.
got a 10 plus 3, so 13 total on the con save.
I think that's just it. I think my
3,
save
4,
is
5. Yeah, it's exactly 13.
yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Aw.
So it disappears into the wave. Very, very, very poorly injured. 5. Oh, sorry. 5,
Still took
15.
10 points of damage.
So he's underwater, which means he's blocking line of sight.
Of course.
And a 20-foot wave emerges as he casts control water and pushes the wave forward. Cloaky, Gilly, Mrs. Kilgas is unaffected, and Scow's unaffected. So Cloaky and Gilly,
Oh.
yeah, make dexterity saving throws.
Fuck. I don't know which die to put. Okay.
This is technically control water, so
Is it a 1? Because you can reroll it.
I can't re-roll it.
It's not.
It's an 8. It's an 8 total.
Oh, okay. It looks like a 2 for
It's
me.
a 3 on the die. 8
Oh.
total.
alrighty, 8 total. You take 55 points of psychic damage.
Uh-huh.
That's not too bad.
As the river Styx washes over you. Scow is a nerd. Miss Kilgas is a nerd. Are you still up?
Yep.
Wow!
I
That
had
would've dropped
second
me.
level arm of Agathis on.
Had you
That
fallen
helped.
to 0,
Yeah, that would have been bad.
let's just leave it at that.
No.
Nimzantor now is going to label beneath the waters. Sentinel
Pop your head
of
out.
the gate's turn.
Let me fireball you in the face again.
Cloaky. Where are you, Cloaky? Cloaky immune to psychic? He is. Yeah.
That was really.
So you see it wash over Cloaky, and it just washes over him.
Oh, nice.
All right. Sentinel of the gate's turn. You're invisible.
Mm-hmm. You should still try to hit me.
He can't see invisible things.
Still try. I believe in him.
He is going to cast. No,
That I can't.
no, he's not. Sorry, yeah. Before you said anything, I changed it.
Okay.
He's just gonna start swinging. He's done with tactics. First attack goes to you, Selena.
Okay.
26.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So he's going to attack you with his great axe. You take 18 points of slashing damage. Yeah, this is a thing that's happening. And then he's going to attack you, Sevilius, with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
28 on the first roll.
Mm-hmm.
14 13 on the second roll. Goddamn. So he just, whoa. You can see he's enraged. He's like, why won't you all die? So with that massive great swing axe, he does a pretty good job there. So Billy, you dodge it. Justice, it's your turn.
I've looked through things that give him disadvantage.
I'm going to.
Unfortunately, they don't
Right.
stack.
Roll 4d20 and take the one.
I'm going to use my action, and I'm going to cast Silence where the Froginator is.
A 20-foot sphere, if memory serves?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
And then I'm going to use my move action to get within base-to-base contact of the Sentinel of the Gate. And then I'm going to use... actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Perfect. And then I will use a key point to... No, fuck it. I'm going to move up. I'm going to use bonus action to unkey pointed bonus action to make an extra attack.
All right. So action.
Yep.
Sphere of Silence falls over and moves into it. That's... Wow.
nice.
Yeah, that's going to work, actually, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And since I have an ally
Yeah.
within 5 feet,
Perfect.
Yeah, he doesn't have an angle. I'll have to swing.
nice. That's a 22 to the attack against
Hit.
the Sentinel. And so I get my sneak attack damage because
Yep.
they're close. And I'm punching this motherfucker.
He's got one of those. 3-day each.
Oh, nice. So that's 7, 15, 17, 24 points of damage against the Sentinel with a single punch to his spine. So I make a hand motion, you hear that thing go silent, and I run up and just like uppercut him in the spine.
Alrighty. How much damage? Sorry.
What did I just say?
24.
24.
Oh my god. He is looking rough. Very rough. Very, very rough.
I'm gonna
Hurt, very hurt. Whichever one is like below half. Yeah,
Okay.
way below half.
Okay.
So that was your action to silence, bonus action to punch.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
That is it.
Okay. Clokey lifts you up into the air.
Oh,
He seems to panic.
okay.
Yeah, and he just
Okay.
flies you up and is now wrapped around you, providing
Okay.
you basically attack roll. You have 3 fist cover now.
Okay.
You have a +5 to your AC.
Okay.
He just pulls you 20 feet straight up.
Kobe, you're the best.
Yeah,
And
he
the
is
poke
not.
moves.
No, 30 feet straight up. Sorry, 30 feet
He
straight
can
up. He's
fly,
gonna
it's
use
fine.
yeah. He's gonna use action to dash and 40 feet straight up. You're 40 feet straight up.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
at half. Yeah.
Okay. So everybody is still within 60 feet of me, though?
You are 40 feet up, so you're at least 40 feet away from other people. But yeah, people are within
Okay.
60 feet. Non-Euclidean. Mrs. Kilgast's turn. Mrs. Kilgast is going to cast a spell. Mrs. Kilgast. Mrs. Kilgast is going to move to the edge of the boat. And she casts a spell and readies it.
Excellent. Nice.
Sevillus, it's your turn.
Alright, if I see her do that, then she's got that handled. So I'm going to use my invisibility to my advantage, and I'm going to attack the Sentinel
Okay.
twice. 16 and 15 on the dice for advantage, so that'll be like 20 something.
You're good.
So, hit on the first one. So he takes 8 points of fire damage
Yeah.
and 8 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
Right.
He's on his last leg.
So second hit,
135 points.
16 and a 1 on the dice.
Okay, so hit. 16 plus stuff, right?
Plus 6 or 7. So that'll be 10 points of piercing damage and 5 points of fire damage.
Okay. So close, yet so far away. Is that your turn?
That's it.
So from your invisible form granted by Mrs. Kilgast. Oh, that's okay. Invisibility now fades because she's technically concentrating now.
That's fine.
Scow's turn. Scow's like,
Oh, I need to maintain concentration. Oh, wait. There's no way I can maintain concentration.
Correct.
Yeah,
on
you
my
wouldn't
spell.
have, you
Sorry.
would have lost it. It's fine.
Sorry, buddy.
I've still got
oh, I
like
forgot about it.
my cloak, so
Yeah,
I
it's okay.
still grant disadvantage.
All right. Scow is just taken aback. He's like, I am not cut out for this. And he just kind of stands there with the oar at the ready. Yeah.
You're doing fine, Scout. You're doing good.
Gilly, it's your turn. You're
Okay.
40 feet up in the air.
How does so the frog fucker is
Is
under the
submerged.
water, and then
Yeah.
this guy's looking hurt.
Oh, he is on his absolute last leg. Like,
Okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to throw another. Do I feel like second or third level? What do I feel like is gonna do
I've
it?
said what I said.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a third level magic missile.
All right. 5d4 plus 5.
Never thought I'd see the day with a Styx wave coming my way. Believe me when I say this is not where I'll stay. And that is.
Oh my god, that's someone's mess.
That's only the first 4. So hold on, that's 8. No wait, that's 14 plus, and then because it's 5 it's 5d4. Oh, another 4.
By what means you wish to vanquish this foe?
Yeah.
He had 9 hit points left. Your minimum damage would have killed him.
Okay, all right. Well, good to know. Yeah, I. Yeah, just bolts just pummel him and hopefully knock him right into the river Styx.
Splat, splat, splat! And he just and falls into the river Styx, and his body disintegrates.
Get fucked.
Is that your turn? Your bonus action?
I'm going to bonus action drink a goddamn potion.
Alrighty.
Greater, I think. Actually, yeah, I'll drink the greater.
Alright. It's 9 right now. Okay.
Oof. Okay, I can't roll for crap when I'm rolling to heal myself. Or
I'm fine.
it's 44. Right?
There's 14 other monsters that you slowly.
I may have forgot 1 or 2 that you guys are fine.
So many other frog creatures.
You're supposed to be finding some doors.
Yeah.
The Feymile crocodile.
Alright.
Name's that one.
You're not in control of your own movements. That's your turn. Selena.
Correct. I'm done.
And so that guy fell over, and now there's a frog thing in the middle. So
Submerged. Can't see him.
I can't see.
No. He's in a sphere of silence. Which
He's
is
in the
A beam,
sphere.
but can I use Eldritch Blast?
Eldritch Blast actually does work. Yes.
Yeah.
You do not need to see.
Wire
Yeah.
line of sight.
Yeah.
Against the target. Okay.
Yep. It
Perfect.
cannot pass through solid walls, but it can pass through these kind of wall
Okay.
fire type things.
8 to hit.
No.
And 21 to hit.
Hits. Even with he has 3/4 cover, I would say. So
Spell sniper.
you little
I don't with any cover.
Little stamp.
Very nice.
7 points of damage, please.
7 points of force damage.
Yeah, all of my spells are double length or double range,
Okay.
and I ignore all cover.
It's a feat in
Very
the player's
nice.
handbook. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice feat.
So, from the sphere of silence emerges Nimzantor, and when it does, Mrs. Kilgast just goes, "Meow," and a bead of a roaring ball of fire greets Nimzantor in the face. He has to make a dexterity saving throw. He does not make it.
Womp womp.
So he's vulnerable fire. 9, 10, 13. So it's 23.
So great, so great.
5, 28, 56 points of fire damage.
Oh!
Yeah.
So you just see it grates up, and you can see its incredibly long tongue seems to be spiraling out at rapid motion towards Justice. And it's just like, and you just, the beat of fire, and in slow motion you see the form of this frog demon completely disintegrate. And silence falls over the river Styx in front of this cave. And with that, we're gonna go to break.
Oh,
I forgot. one more of those little skitterers. That's okay.
Oh, that's good. I'm good with that.
I'm good with
We'll
that.
just say he was gonna be part of a secondary ambush. Saw the way things are going and booked.
That's fine.
I'll leave that.
We're gonna need a bigger
Oh
boat.
man. Oh man, guys.
We need a bigger boat.
That was a lot of fun.
Thank you. That's the goal.
I really enjoyed it.
Oh,
Music.
oh, Clokey. Oh, Clokey.
So lots of new people I can see in the chat. It's great. Well, like mostly in the viewer list and stuff. Great to have you all. Follow, subscribe, support us because we support you with storytelling.
We support you with our love.
That's
We
right.
hold you in our hearts.
We'll be back in 15, maybe closer to 20. We have cookies to eat.
That's right.
Well, we will see you back, picking back up at the river Styx before the cave.
Hopefully with some healing.
I don't need healing.
We are back. The party is on the river Styx in Dysangelum, this world's version take on Hell, and the lower planes rather. They have just defeated some shameful bridge troll-like mercenaries who were attempting to exact a toll as they tried to enter this mysterious cave. The ship is safe. Some members of the party are severely damaged, others not so much. And we pick back up with the quiet of the aftermath of battle falling over.
Okay,
Everyone.
we're all hurt. Except for that one. So we're going to mass healing word it up.
Perfect.
So that is 7 hit points for all of us.
Oh, nice.
And then if anyone needs individual healing, I've got plenty of that still as well.
I'm back to what I believe to be full capacity.
I'm at around half.
Okay. Then I will do a cure wounds on you.
Oh, yeah.
So that is 11.
Ooh, that's the good stuff.
And then that'll be 6 for me. And that'll be good.
Isn't it raining?
Huh?
Is it raining?
It is raining. It is raining now.
Have we gotten into the cave though?
No.
I will pop my umbrella.
Does it hurt?
Is Clokey protecting me?
We guys were in the sphere for a little bit. It's only been actually like 18 seconds. So
Okay.
yeah, you're not drenched. Yeah.
Umbrella.
It's only actually been about less than 30 seconds. So it was like, ah!
All right.
Oh shit, it's raining! Get out!
Using umbrellas. I'll
Yes.
just start casting the
So
hut
you-
again at a ritual.
How long does that take?
10 minutes.
11 minutes?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, we have.
I will hold
We
the-
have our
Who has their
rainwear,
own?
right?
Does everyone have their? Yeah, you guys. I assumed you're all in raincoats and hats and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We took
I got
precautions.
galoshes and
'cause we knew.
raincoats and umbrellas for everyone.
Correct.
Right,
And
and
makeup that doesn't run.
So luckily you're
Specified I
protected
got my
because
rainwear.
after about a minute you guys can see how this might have affected you.
Yeah.
I will say the rain gear holds long enough. The hut comes up. I'll just move this and shorten it and rename it and hut. Change its color.
Reduce the hut.
Bam! Look at the miracle of technology. You guys all huddle
Yeah.
inside.
It is a houseboat once more.
Mm-hmm.
Again, but with enthusiasm.
This was enthusiasm. I do not understand.
I can only handle so many frogs in one day.
I'm not French.
We're the French.
I do not know. Sometimes these
Fadian.
things just come out.
You're not a Fadian.
The cave ahead, Scal says, ventures for the better part of a day. Much better, over a day. I don't know. There's several denizens that lurk beneath and in it, but I mean, this is the river Styx.
If we are okay loitering here at the entrance for approximately 1 hour, I'd like to refocus my energies prior to entering the cave.
All right. I would actually say we should scutter inside the
Just
lip of the cave.
Yes,
Just ever so.
precisely.
All right, so he tap, and the boat stirs back to life and begins to move forward just ever so slightly into the cave.
I'll sing a song of rest if anyone needs to spend hit dice. you will get an extra.
Oh yeah, short resting.
Let me tell you how much extra you get. And an extra 3 points of healing. If you're spending hit dice.
Thank you.
I'm using Arcane Recovery.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
You have to declare your resources that you're using, both for
Um,
my edification and the people at home.
My
And
key
I will
points reset.
return one of my first level slots and a third level slot.
Thank you for doing that. Using natural recovery, Liz?
I'm currently deciding if I'm doing natural recovery or not.
All right.
Give me a second.
There's a short rest. You guys spend some hit dice.
I'm spending some hit dice.
So, what kind of a demon was the green one, the big one?
Those are the kind of shock troops of the council's army. Those are called Nikoloths.
Hmm.
They're elite airborne shock troops. They're, you could see he's like a kind of a bat-like lizard gargoyle creature.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty freaking dangerous, as you can tell. I've seen him bigger and stronger than that, but he had some game.
Indeed he did.
It was called a what?
An Nikoloth. And the frog creature, those are called Hydroloths, and they're pretty powerful. They're actually less under the control of the council. They're kind of more the wild variety. They are the thing that the river Styx produces to help them steal memories and life force.
Are these all types of Yugoloths?
All types of Yugoloth. The dead giveaway is a Loth at the end.
That's what I figured.
That makes sense.
Just
that,
checking.
That does make sense.
No, checks out.
Yeah.
Legit.
I am a Maranoloth, a fairy demon.
Because water.
Ferry. Not the other kind of fairy demon.
Right.
Not like your boyfriend. Oh wait, I don't know that.
Maranoloth?
Maranoloth, yeah.
Like marine.
No.
I don't
Your
know
boyfriend,
those
you think
little
to yourself.
skitters. I just call them skitters. But those are things that are incredibly common. Mesoloths, I think. That's pretty much all the ones I know. Arcanoloth, and there's a couple. Oh, there's the prime Ultraloth. But other than that, I think that's about all I know.
And Scow, you said that your kind is born or created to do this.
Yes.
Are all or most of the other Loth demons,
Yugoloth.
Yugoloths, are they created with additional specific purposes?
Yes. Every single one has a specified role, much like an employee at a large company. That's the idea.
Interesting.
They were created initially for a very specific reason, which is to produce cheap soldiers in the Blood War.
Mhm.
Whenever Dysangelum was effectively created, Modru quickly in terms of, eons or whatever, but he tried to, what am I saying this? I'm not a scholar, but whatever, exposition. He tried to find a way to get cheap soldiers, so he enlisted some powerful hags, and they created the Yugoloths, and then, we broke free.
Would you be capable of doing another function if you so desired?
I could, but I love what I do. Why? Did you want me to become like your waiter or something?
No, I was merely curious about the free will of the Yugoloths. If it was...
If you're designed to do a thing and every fiber of your being vibrates towards that purpose, but you're still given the freedom to choose, what's choice?
I identify with that sentiment more than you would know.
Guess this is a trip home for both of us in a lot of ways.
I will meditate to do the rest of my short rest.
You guys have a short rest, and then the boat kips back up, and you guys carry on.
I did end up using natural recovery and one hit.
Cool, thank you. The viewers really like that stuff. That's why crit roll stats exist. Yeah. They like numbers.
Maths.
Yeah.
He said he'd
Does that get you hot, guys? 1 hit dice?
Oh my god.
Kinda
Oh
like-
yeah, tell me the numbers. What size hit die? What was the source? Was it from your druid level?
I spent 0 hit dice because
It's all the druid level, because all I've got is druid.
Yeah,
Should
go
have
ahead,
hit you
keep
with
talking
the
about that. You know what?
Should
The
have,
only
you
reason
tried.
that spell didn't work on you is because me.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We
So-
are a team effort.
You guys are traveling in through the cave, and Mrs. Kilgass will chatter. Well, you guys eventually reach resting time. Whoever's keeping watch can roll perception check.
Sure.
Oh,
I can assist with someone.
First
for it.
shift or whatever.
Yeah, you go for it.
What color dice are you? Are you clear,
Blue.
green, blue? I don't have any blue dice. You got a purple one.
This is
Alright.
important.
These are important things.
These are the things that matter.
Alrighty, we'll add myself some guidance.
What's my blue dice sad?
No,
Okay.
no more. 12 and a 13. So 13, 15, 20.
You look around. All's quiet. You see the same kind of, dead bodies, shipwreckage, weird little outcroppings, marks, but nothing catches your fancy. It's a pretty strange and exotic place. The
Okay.
baleful moans of lightning leave you behind as you enter deeper and deeper into the cave for hours and hours.
Are there any druid markings here? I know that's a weird thing to ask
Oh, yeah.
in hell, but are there any druid markings?
I would say the markings at the beginning of the cave were not druidic, but were kind of that old world speak that the hags use that's very close to druidic. It's basically hag language. And you can make out every other word, worship us, pay the toll, things like that.
Voice soul.
Yeah. And then, yeah, that's what you see.
Okay. If there are any languages that I don't know, I'll use my hell and comprehend languages.
You read them. It's all. There's nothing notable, but it's all creepy and awful. Creepy, awful demon graffiti.
Perfect. I'm here for the creepy, awful demon graffiti.
Mm-hmm.
So were all Yogoloths just created at once, or are they continually created and as need arises?
Mrs. Kilgass speaks. She says, well, that, I would say, is a fairly well-kept secret. But, you dig deep enough. The Blood Wars raged for quite some time. The mercenaries of Gehenna are some of the very finest soldiers in that war. It's been going on long enough. If they didn't have means to create new ones, like when they created me,
Right.
Gehenna would be 5 guys in a deck of cards.
Kind of what I thought. And if the hags created Yogoloths originally, that means either the hags are still in existence, or someone else has taken up that role.
The prime Ultramoth would tell you that the hags were deposed in a violent revolution. Believe it if you want. I've never seen one.
Perhaps they have a Yugoloth forge.
Or perhaps they have hags in captivity of some sort. Who knows? Anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Just curious.
Way above your pay grade.
It really is. It's not at all my pay
I'm not
grade.
getting paid at all.
We're not.
Aw.
We're not saving any hags while we're here.
That's not what I was talking about. No. I
We're
was
not
just
killing any hags while we're here.
I was
We
just
may
sitting
have
here
some
musing.
guilt about the hags that
You
we
say that
murdered.
now.
The moment.
I was just sitting here musing.
Devilius, I thought that we were still on the clock for you. I was expecting a large payout after all this was said and done.
No.
That was humor. That was an attempt at humor. Apparently it did not land.
If I landed just
Mhm.
poorly.
I'll have to try again later.
I think it landed in the river. So
So, let's make sure we're all on the same page.
We will be helping you with the steward. And the steward only.
And in
And you
return,
You help us find out.
even if it comes from us, I'll locate Alric for you, help free him, get him to safety.
Yeah, I believe the only thing that was up in the air from before was actually what order we did it in.
I've been at this game a long time. It's not a deal until it's a deal. Speaking of which, I'm not talking about a verbal agreement.
Right. Yep.
This is a binding, mystical contract. Understood? Binding to me, binding to you.
And do you, in good faith, believe that we are capable of such a task?
Yes.
And should that prove not the case, where does the liability lie? Like, if we prove unable to enact...
I had prior knowledge of your incompetence. We couldn't enter in the agreement in full faith.
Right.
Failure is a possibility. There's no blame in failure.
Okay, alright. Just checking. Yeah.
If we
And
fail
just-
to kill the warden, will you still help
The
us?
steward.
Steward, yes.
Let's see how far we get. But I'm going to... Until you follow through on your end, the contract is binding.
Understood.
You wouldn't happen to know who those Dugaloff out there might have worked for, or why they've been sent, or if we would have been a target specifically?
They were just opportunists. Scal's like, that happens all the time. It's a pretty classic game. There's a few others I could tell you, but...
Do I get the feeling that Mrs. Kilgast is being honest and somehow
Roll
she didn't finagle that?
Roll insight.
Probably not what happened, but... Oh. Yeah, she's hard to read. It's 7.
Oh, yeah.
No, 8.
Yeah,
I
you
have a
believe her?
+4, but yeah,
She's
still.
being an honest broker.
9 does not help me.
One last question.
Yes.
Since I'm considering this to be an extension of our current contract,
Yeah.
do the same terms apply for my friends in terms of the limitations placed upon it?
Could you be more specific?
You cannot use this as an opportunity to attempt to free your husband.
I didn't stipulate that.
I know that
I'm
things...
still bound by the original contract.
The way I understand it, this is a separate arrangement that involves the 5 of us.
Of course.
And we didn't give her that stipulation, so he's asking if those clauses still exist for us as well.
They don't exist for them. They just exist for you and I.
They don't need to exist for us, they still exist for you. From what I understand.
Okay. I'm not well versed in the art of
Mystical
legalities.
contract. I am bound from intentionally or directly trying to free my husband. This killing the steward doesn't fall under that. And I don't think killing Mr. Finkelstein does either. By the way, killing Mr. Finkelstein is covered by our contract.
Indeed it is.
Right, okay.
I think the only catch is that if the steward turns out to be a orc, then
I
you
mean-
might not want to kill him.
We can kill him and then bring him back from the dead. Oh no, wait, you can't. He'd be gone forever. Yeah, that's a dilly of a pickle.
Let us hope that that is not the case.
Let's all pray to the
Or
goddess
we just
Marissa.
put a clause in there that says if he is, then we won't kill him.
Well, we're
Or
going to
the-
kidnap him, which does the same
Correct.
thing.
Kidnap,
If we
save,
remove him from his
but
position,
death does not. It does not require his death.
is that satisfactory?
Sure.
It meets both our goals.
It does.
So let's back up. Revivify doesn't work here?
Once a creature's whose soul and or body has been relegated to Gehenna, or one of the seats of destiny, once destroyed, they are destroyed forever.
Oh, this is good to know, guys.
There's
Don't
That
some-
die.
That doesn't apply to us. We haven't been relegated to here. Right? Is that what I'm understanding?
No,
We are here.
Or we are here, so if we die here, we're dead.
We'll just have to wait and see.
If you die in hell, you die
I'm
in
just
real.
trying to clarify what she meant when she said relegated to a seat, because I thought that what that meant
if
was
your soul has been passed judgment upon.
Right.
Or if you've been relegated here through mystical contracts. If you were here and here to stay,
Right.
and you were destroyed.
but we're in like a gray area because we're not here through any of those.
It's a wonderful gray area to
Don't
be in.
die.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just not die.
Let's just
Let's
not.
aim at that. I strive for that every
Please just
day.
not.
Let's leave
No.
the mystery alive and let's just not die.
I wanna find
Don't
that
die.
out.
Let's
Got
say we
Noted.
didn't and then don't.
Isn't hell fun?
Mm-hmm.
It's not even technically hell. It's just
Yeah.
Isangela.
Or what did you call it earlier?
Good Galbradia. Ghana.
Gabronth.
Galbradia.
Detroit.
Oh.
Would you say Gibraltar?
Yeah, I said Gibraltar,
Okay.
but I said it wrong on purpose. I said
Oh,
Gibraltar
perfect.
because
So,
So many words we could butcher on this.
and I appreciate every one of them. So,
I will play this.
so, the pact is sealed. Shall we?
I'm
move
not
on?
kissing you.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Cats aren't my thing.
pretty sure she could take other forms. But
I
anyway,
specifically left that out of that sentence.
and so can you, for that matter.
I believe that we are ready to proceed. I am back at full strength.
I'm as close as I'm gonna get for this.
Haven't we been moving?
You're always moving. You never parked.
Mm.
So, night passes. You guys have an extended rest. We
Oh,
move on
God.
to the next thing.
Charge
I used my arcane recovery for nothing.
Ow.
So does dawn happen here?
to get my charges back.
Every time you finish an extended rest, you can effectively, for these purposes, do any
Assume
at
it's
dawn.
been a dawn?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna have to.
That's gone somewhere.
However,
always dawns.
you should know, darling, that there are realms that don't have dawns,
Yeah, this is
and
why I'm
magic
asking.
items don't recharge.
I just assumed you would have told us that once we got there and we experienced no dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just...
You haven't been to one yet.
Right.
Ugh.
This one has a dawn. It's just really hard to see behind the fell lightning, and the demons and the
I'm
dark
imagining
and the
it's like-
ashen clouds.
You know, like the screams from the lightning. I'm imagining it's one of the Rick and Morty sons. Just the head comes up and it's screaming the whole time.
Just exactly
Yeah.
echoing, but it's blocked by the ashen clouds
Right.
and the perpetual soul storms.
If you listen really closely, you can hear.
Hey, when you cast call lightning, you get an extra die.
Because
There
there's
you
a
go.
storm.
Pretty much always.
You know what? I should pack call lightning. This is a thing I should do.
Oh yeah, long rest.
I imagine like you're just going
It
on
would've been great
vacation
on
and
the
you're like
boat
trying to pick out
before.
your like spell outfits and you're like, should I pack
I
call
was
lightning?
told cold.
Mm.
Hence
I meant-
frostbite.
I meant before we went to hell.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
none of
Storms
us
are
do.
fun.
You know, but I never wear the frostbites.
So, you guys are journeying for hours and hours, and you have your meals, and you commiserate, and this Kilgast keeps being foreboding and really
So much
enigmatic and
coffee.
charismatic and a really well-developed
Do you still
character
have
with
some
brilliant
of
writing. Just a terrific NPC, really. Hats off. to
Really,
you.
like the star of the show. I
mean, I didn't want to say
We
it.
didn't want to say it.
So I unpacked protection from energy for
Yeah,
call lightning.
spell kind of sucks anyway.
Protection from
Yeah,
energy.
it's okay.
Well, it was one of those where it's like, this seems like a really good idea.
It's
just in
really
case
good
I
when you
need
go to like a
throw
plane of
somebody in the
fire. Oh no.
river. But, you know.
I missed
Anyway.
why you said. What did you say? Oh no!
Yeah.
About? I missed that.
Burn a
Move
fire.
along.
So you guys move along. Someone make me a perception check. Anyone who feels like they'd be watchful.
Ugh.
If that's
I'm
everyone,
watchful.
that's fine. This is one of those moments.
Yeah, I'm not
100%
watchful. I
watchful.
am not paying attention at fucking all.
You're so Civilius is looking in a mirror.
Uh-huh.
20, and then it was a 1.
The only thing that matters.
Stronger than the
You're so
soul.
pretty.
Mm,
So pretty.
I know.
You're the prettiest.
I know.
Justice, what'd you get?
20.
Shovel face, what'd you get?
Yes.
15.
Okay. Lovely Liz, what'd you get?
15, but my passive 17.
Alright, so 17, 20, 15 doesn't make it. Selena and Justice, you specifically, you guys are going along. You reach this area with these two actually well intact. You feel like you're towards the end. And you see two really well intact hag statues that seem to be bearing water of the river Styx, and it pours in. However that works. Dead bodies all around, smashed crates, and kind of this strange sticky webbing all about that seems to be picking up. And you see to your left on the whatever side of the boat, there's this glimmer, faint glimmer on the top of this rock that juts out from the river Styx. You have cliff faces and kind of shoreline, as you might call it, all throughout, and in this kind of well-hewn cave, this roughly hewn cave, and you see the glimmer of treasure off in the distance, 50, 40 feet away, not that far. You can practically touch it.
Selena, do you see that?
I don't trust it.
No, that would seem to be an opportune spot for an ambush.
Yeah.
For those of you who do not notice, there appears to be something of value upon that spire there.
Ooh, shiny.
Ooh, treasure.
Although
Also
Mention.
surrounded by webbing.
and dead bodies.
Yeah, not great.
Well, I'm less worried about that. Everything's covered in dead bodies here. Webbing.
Right.
The last time we came across webbing, it was a poor choice to go anywhere near it.
Do you know of any demons that produce webbing? Scow.
Yeah, there's tons. Oh, Scow?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some.
I don't know, but webbing spiders? Let's not. So watch above us. So is there any like stalactites or anything along the ceiling?
Oh, yeah.
Is
Just-
movement?
Darkness.
Rock.
You're looking with that perception check. You don't see anything. It's still glimmering glimmer of treasure.
I have
Does
an
it look
idea.
real? Does it look real?
Or
like an illusion?
once they point it out to you, roll investigation.
Should I like?
I will
myself?
assist with that. 'Cause I'm
Sure.
curious as well if it's real.
Why not? After
So
she's done with her thing. After she's done with her thing.
Great. Real
Is
fantastic.
it legit?
Right here.
Does it look legit?
Looks like a 9.
Sweet.
So you
Super
peer
legit.
into it and attempt to
Oh wait, sorry.
discern.
Yeah, it's a 12.
Not only is it real, it's fucking sweet looking. Now that you're getting a closer look at it, it is a beautiful, deep red gem, fiery red, like a flicker of Kosuth, but magnified to 1,000.
So you're looking at the treasure really closely. How far are we from the exit? Can we see it?
Yeah, close.
Ish.
Oh, you're pretty close.
Okay. Then wherever all of this treasure is, I'm going to along the ceiling, or 60 feet up, whatever I can do, cast daylight.
So with a brilliant, the dawn of light, not true sunlight, but a massive blast of daylight, and whenever it does, you hear 1,000 skittering, like screeches, and all manner of creatures disappear into the darkness, except for a few choice ones who come barreling down at you guys.
Oh,
I need everyone to roll initiative.
I love it.
That's really cool. That
Oh,
daylight
boy.
was like that. So this whole area is bright light. I'm not even going to put it on the map. Bright light,
Wow.
huge
The
area.
same thing.
Or no, I will actually keep track of it.
Just leave my initiative the same.
I
My
rolled
initiative's better.
significantly better.
It's like 120
Better,
feet,
but I'm
isn't it?
still gonna be at the bottom. It's a 60
60.
foot. Yeah, 60 foot range.
Very cool.
And then 60. Yeah, 60.
2 combats in one session. This is fun.
Man.
All right. Dun, 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 dun. See, there's a real treasure pile.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's real.
Sure.
Looks legit.
Yeah.
We can get the treasure after we've gotten rid of the scary things. And it goes for an hour, and it's not concentration, so I don't have to keep track of it.
Glorious.
Oh shit, that's the wrong command. So they are a good ways up, but these are their relative positions.
But up.
Yeah. So they're good at least 60 feet away, you can say.
And the hut's still up,
Nice.
so
For the
Thankfully.
moment.
Can I stick my arm out of the hut and cast things and then stick my arm back in?
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it's incredibly advantageous to have it. Just it's a ritual spell for that kind of reason. All right, so all bright light. Why isn't this showing, Matt? What did you do? You were on the GM layer. All right.
That's almost unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Right.
wash out.
I mean,
it's
it
okay.
still adds to an effect.
Okay.
Can you imagine fighting in a massive blast of daylight? Would everything be washed out?
Ah.
Okay, I'll take an apology, a written one.
Matt, sorry for being a dick.
Justice, what's your total?
18.
Mrs. Cookhouse. Damn, Mrs. Cookhouse. Civilians.
22.
Scow. Scow's actually really dexterous. Hey, Scow, what up?
Everyone, talk it up.
Gilly.
Same as before.
7.
7, yep. Just leave it.
Selena.
9.
You're not going last. I am.
Yeah. So there is this kind of... So you guys all see these creatures, these cave fishers barreling down at you or
Oh.
menacing you. I'll
Oh,
just blow that
no.
up real quick.
Oh, why?
This
Oh,
is what
why?
it looks like.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
Fairly
a giant,
unpleasant.
You know
Very-
those little mites that they always blow up until you live in your mattress?
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty much
what-
it, yeah.
That's what this is, except a giant version of it?
It also kind of looks like a face hugger.
You hear a voice in all of your minds.
Oh no.
Wonderful little creatures run into my web. Oh,
It can get through the hut.
Yeah, it's not a spell. It's just
Okay.
telepathy. I think it works.
Okay.
Anyway, there is then the hut. I'm sorry, disappears. No, as a dispel magic whips out.
Is there a way I can reach my arm through and counterspell?
You can't see them; they're invisible.
That's okay. All right.
Yep.
Oh no.
I'll
So-
accept that answer.
Justice.
Quick question about the nature of writing an action. So they're pretty high up right now.
Use your action. The trigger has to be visible to you.
And so if I waited till one got closer, could I still use my 2 attacks?
It's
for
one
my-
single attack. Extra attack only works on your own turn.
Okay.
Did I get higher? Yeah, I got a 22 on initiative.
Where are you? Oh, I forgot to reorganize it. Hold on, buddy. Sorry.
They're invisible.
Go ahead,
Yes,
Sibelius.
you
They're not.
Okay.
They're the creatures are.
Just
Straight-
one of them is.
Straight up in the air.
Yeah.
Fireball.
So,
Should
what's your
hit all
DC?
4.
What's your DC,
15.
buddy?
buddy.
DC 15.
Glorious.
Oh, that's cocked. Make it. Make it. This is 21. Doesn't make it. Cocked. Doesn't make it. So 2 make,
Nice.
2 fail. So top will make and then bottom will fail.
Does Fiend cover Devil and Demon?
Yeah, Fiend is the superordinate, subordinate is the other one. Yeah, they're all.
And would I think these are Fiends?
They're not sure. But yeah, sure.
27 fire.
27 fire. The fireball erupts. Lashes out at them. 2 of them take the full brunt and look pretty damaged. Actually, God, this is interesting.
Oh.
Does it hit her turn?
No, you're good. No, they're fine. Okay.
Then
So
it's on
you,
them.
whenever the fireball erupts, you can see their blood start to spew, and it kind of eats away at the stone, and lights into liquid fire.
Oh no!
Oh no.
That Blade Song bonus action, is that your turn?
Yep.
Scow is like, no, really, this is not my thing. I'm not a fighter. And he just readies an aura attack and moves up. Mrs. Kilgass will gladly agree to our little agreement. And she hops. She's going to. You see that you hear this little tiny little bat wings flutter from her cat form, and she flies over towards the treasure. And you hear a voice, little kitty going to get stuck in my web. Why don't you try me? Mrs. Kilgass says, and then lobs a fireball up north. Doesn't make it. Okay, then. I'll take half for her, so 20. Or average, rather. 28 points of fireball damage for Mrs. Kilgass, just taking the average-ish. And then, yeah. So now they are. So now more and more liquid blood is blowing out from these fish creatures. And wood is not quite falling on you guys, but it's getting close.
We have umbrellas.
Let's go fly a kite.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. So they begin to just spew down, two of them spew down this filament web that just it's not a spell or anything. And it just like covers you guys instantly. There's so much of it that just kind of falls on you guys. You're all now considered, it just happens. You're all considered grappled. Your speed is 0.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that'll keep us in the boat.
Is it considered a magical plant?
No. It's not. That's a good try.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you miss every swing you don't take.
That's right.
Okay,
This
and
is
then
construct.
so they do
Butt
it.
fibers. Plants.
Butt fibers. Spinnerack.
Butt fibers.
Imagine if Spider-Man had been anatomically correct.
And so yeah, you guys are now
terrifying.
covered in this web-like substance, and you can see Scout stop the boat because he can see this massive stretch of web. Now that you guys are closer, the cave exit is completely wrapped up in this translucent web and almost invisible. So that's their turn. Justice, it's your turn.
Well, seeing as I am grappled in place, have a speed of 0, do I think that I could get out of it through acrobatics or whatnot? But that would take
You
my
can
action?
try. It would take your action.
Don't
Okay.
you have the oil of slipperiness?
Takes a while to apply, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm going to toss daggers then up at the one closest to me. So scavenge.
Okay.
Alright. Do I get disadvantage because of the range of
Yeah.
it? Okay. And it went before me. So actually, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do
Scavenge,
Fisher.
you get an attack advantage on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yep. So I will do that. So it evens out. There's none one way or the other. First roll is a 12
Okay.
to AC.
12 misses.
Second roll is a 12 to AC. So,
Miss.
and then I'm going to use my bonus action to patient defense.
All right. Scavenge is gonna go ahead. Yeah. So Scavenge then, yeah. Scavenge is going to. This is crazy. Actually, Scavenge starts to walk down on one of the filaments that is now filling the area. He's gonna make 2 attacks against you, Justice. Disadvantage. Miss. And then that's the second. First roll of the second. Miss. So because you're a patient defense. Selena, it's your turn.
Can I touch Sibelius?
10 feet
No.
away.
If I reach out and he reaches out on his turn, can I touch him?
Sure.
Reach out and I can make you ungrappled. Or unwebbied. Unfilamented. Whatever we want
I don't
to
need that.
No.
So you just start to extend a hand, and he's like, Then what are you doing?
I'm going to freedom of movement myself then.
You then just, all right, and the web drops from you.
Yep.
That's your action? Anything for your
And
bonus
for
action?
my action, I will move closer to Gilly.
Okay. All right. This area is kind of almost difficult like terrain, but you're good. Good. Yep. You good?
That's all I can do. Yeah.
Gilly, it's your turn.
Okay. Okay, can you give me an idea of how far away these things are?
60
and how,
feet.
And so the
Except for Scavenger is face-to-face contact with Justice.
okay, and so the height of the ceiling
Six-
is about 60 feet.
Well over 60 feet.
More than 60 feet.
Yeah.
And how far away is Mrs. Kilgass now? Would we say? I'm just trying to get a. Band.
35 feet.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go with the original with that idea. So instead, I'm just going to put. Is there any way I can focus Moonbeam on 2 of them?
No.
Then I'll focus on Fisher.
All right. Constitution saving throw. Makes it 19 total.
Well, worth a shot. And it still takes half.
Yep. Roll 2d10. Tell me what you got.
Ooh. 13.
All right. So 6 points of damage. Yeah. It as the beam of moon energy beams down on him.
How does the radiant damage seem to take it?
Fine.
Okay, not like extra, just fine.
Nope.
Okay. So let me cast that, and I will just say, Cloaky. Bonus action to activate Cloaky,
All right.
and say, again, help, and also keep me out of the river if I get unwebbed or something.
All right. That's your turn, Gilly. Fisher.
Yep.
Is actually just going to shoot filament at you.
At me.
Yep.
Make me more grappled. That's fine. Yeah, great.
In the shadows, an invisible figure
Yeah.
moves. You can see the kind of web kind of move around. With her bonus action, he's going to cast a spell. She's invisible. Yeah. So, Sevilius and Justice make wisdom saving throws.
Is it a charm weapon?
It is not.
Well,
You are paralyzed.
15.
You make it. Fuck. Yeah. You make it.
Good.
You make it. So the hold person spell that attempts to grapple you dissipates.
Good.
Clear my mind.
And then you hear a kind of. She can cast that third level, so it's second level. You can hear a kind of gentle breeze. And one of the cave fishers heals up. Alrighty. Sevilius, it's your turn.
So where did I see the web moving out
I would
when
say,
she was moving around?
I would say there's a lot of webbing on this area. I would say it's kind of between you and Mrs. Kilgass, somewhere just over the river Styx.
Okay.
And actually, since yeah, that's what I would say. Somewhere around here, Rob, if you want to look at the map. Around here.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I want to first. I will Misty Step.
Okay.
Over next to Scourge, which should release me from the grapple.
It does. You're
I
still in
will.
difficult terrain, but
I will then toss another fireball over in that general area
okay.
and try to catch Scourge in that too, if possible.
Sure.
Kind of angle it. And I know Mrs. Kilgast will be okay.
So you just lob it over there, so it'll only hit the invisible creature because the other guys are 60 feet up, 20-foot spread.
Okay, I didn't know
Is
if
it-
she's lower to the ground versus like
Right, yeah,
up by
I got
them.
you.
Okay. I don't know if there's a way I can
Yeah.
aim it to hit them.
I would say you can hit her. That's it. Dexterity saving throw?
Yep. DC
Oh!
15.
Eat shit, lady. She rolled a 1.
Talk shit.
Yeah.
Get hit.
Oh yeah. She's gonna get.
One of them old Sibelius fireballs down the middle.
Oh, she's gonna have a bad day.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 10, 29, 25.
Dun, dun.
30 points of fire damage.
30 points. Oh my god.
I rolled
So you hear a... Actually, I don't think she... No, she can make a 15. So she's going to try to maintain concentration.
Yeah.
No. Her invisible form fades. You can see she's
Perfect.
basically like
That is
not
what I
very far above the river Styx on the webbing. The webbing
Oh.
actually evaporates in fire, I think.
She falls into this river.
Yeah, it's vulnerable to fire damage, and she plummets into the river Styx.
She disintegrates in the river Styx.
We'll see.
There should be like
Falling happens immediately,
Uh-huh.
then the effect will happen at the start of her turn. Is,
Got
I believe how it goes.
This,
So,
this is gonna be
so
like
you guys can see her start to scream.
the Liquid Terminator at the end of Terminator 2.
What does she look like?
I'll
It's
expand
hard
them.
to tell on the fog.
Ah,
Wait,
yeah.
wait, wait.
she's
She's
got
got a yes. I love it.
Ooh, and she's got a knife. Why?
Look out! That rhino's got a knife.
Scow's turn. He's like, you know, this is worse than I remember. And he just walks up to the thing that's attacking you, Justice, since that's the thing that's. He can make 2 attacks instead of.
Was she
fear.
grappled too?
Oh no! It was
Oh.
like he was
It was
back
just
there.
us.
Yeah. He actually whacks the thing.
Good.
7 points of damage.
You
So
got
he
the
goes,
scab.
"Ooh."
You
He's
got
like,
that?
ah! Bap! And smacks the creature with sword. Mrs. Kilgast. Mrs. Kilgast. Mrs. Kilgast looks at the thing that's flailing and says, "You're not having a very good day." He's going to cast a spell, which I will not say. Natural 20 on the Chaldrith's part. So you can see this kind of paralytic energy start to overtake this monster, and he's like, and then it fades. Scrounge's turn. Scrounge, who did release a filament, is going to target you, Selena. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw. Oh wait, you're in freedom of movement, so he can't do that. Justice, strength saving throw.
Quick.
It's only creatures who are grappled. It's not magical.
Okay.
Strength saving throw.
All right.
You're not grappled, right? You're grappled. You're grappled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strength saving throw.
18.
So you can feel like this pull, and you.
A -1.
Reclaimer is going to. Yeah, strength saving throw.
All right. See if we can
Wishes.
do lightning in a pan twice. 4.
You're pulled 200 feet up. Well, almost 200. Not 60 feet, but up to 200 feet up.
Okay.
Just the filament. You were pulled up 60 feet, and then with a bonus action, it's going to make a claw attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the filament pull up and release everyone else. Yeah, everyone else is released. So it's just like this massive, and then they pull it on up. What?
Disadvantage on this attack against me.
I remember. Thank you. Yeah. Miss. Nothing. 8. So it then just goes with just no action at all. Releases you.
All right.
So you are going to need to make a. I think that's actually just straight damage. You're going to take 66.
All right. I have slow fall.
You do, you little
Yeah.
meat. 2, 3,
Yes,
4.
I am.
I reduce it by 25.
You take 0 damage. You land on your feet.
So I do like dodge, and then like a cat.
That's awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
So yeah, you're like, oh! And then
3-point land.
Yeah, exactly.
Justice, it's your turn.
I
No
land-
one is grappled now. They pulled all the filament up.
Is that one right in front of me still there?
Yeah. They're looking
Like-
hurt.
I'm gonna say, my turn, and I'm gonna go off on it. So my first 2 attacks, and I get sneak attack on this.
Yep.
Hit.
You have allies that are
Oh my god!
within 5 feet.
2 natural ones.
Do that once.
Oh.
So dagger.
Bonus
and
action?
Bonus
1 or 2
action.
attacks?
I'm going to bonus action.
Flurry of blows!
Flurry of
Come
blows.
on!
Exactly.
That'll be a little-
2 more. 2 more. Fuck you.
You got this.
All right. So that is a 15 and a 26.
Hit.
Excellent. Sneak attack on that first one. And this is a punch, so this is this, so this is that. Sneak attack. and
Wish
that.
I could hear my own belly.
So that's a 6, 10 plus 5 is 15 plus 7 is 22 points of damage on the first one.
Dead.
Good. Bam. Aw.
22 with a both punches.
No, just the one because I got sneak attack.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Man, and I'm
then
going to
so
use my
with your
remaining
yep,
movement,
yep.
and I'm going to get next to whatever one's in the ground, and I'm going to use my second one. That one was the second hit, right?
Yeah. I
Quick question.
don't know if Fisher is down that low.
I don't think
No.
any of them were on the
Yeah.
ground
Has Fisher
except that
did
one.
did Fisher have a turn since I cast Moonbeam? Because it should have taken damage.
It would only take it at the beginning. It's only at the start.
when a creature
So
it starts its turn in the thing.
Yeah, so that one time is all it's taken.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
just making sure that I did.
And on your turn, please.
That's fine.
So, or on Fisher's turn in that regard. So, you cannot attack anything with your melee attack.
Okay.
Because none of them are down that low.
Okay. Quick question, do I still have to use the key point, or could I just use the bonus action single one?
You declare it at the beginning of your bonus action.
That's fair. I was just
Selena!
trying to eke it out.
alrighty, so we are going to pop with the Eldritch Blast.
All right.
And well, let's see if we can knock Fisher down with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
All right. Roll 2 attack rolls.
Alrighty, so that is a 15 and a 18.
Hit.
Alrighty.
I like these things.
Thank you.
nice.
14 points of damage total.
Dead. So
Oh, God.
beams, and it explodes in a bloody fire.
It
Fire.
doesn't rain on us, does it? Cause
No, it's not over directly over any of you.
Oh, good.
But it kind of sprinkles, and you can see it burning the boat.
Oh.
And maybe little fires are trying to catch.
Okay.
It's actually less that their blood is liquid fire. It's more that their blood is flammable, it appears, once they take enough damage.
So force damage catches them on fire?
Any damage. Their blood becomes flammable, like really, really flammable, and then like lights up, basically.
Side story for
Magic,
another
don't
time.
question it.
No. So we actually have a chemical that when you try to absorb it with what's called kitty litter, it's a kitty litter absorbent.
Yeah.
It'll catch kitty litter on fire,
There you go.
Nice.
and it's terrifying.
So, that's your action?
Sounds cool.
Anything for your bonus?
No. No, I think I'm good. Everyone's healed, I think, at the moment. So we got
Alright.
Flood of the Bumblebee going on over here.
Clokey was commanded to do the same thing, so he has you
Basically.
grappled, and that's the way he likes it.
That's fine. Yep. That works for
That's
me.
the way.
Gilly,
Oh,
it's your
Wow,
turn.
that was interesting. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna move Moonbeam over to has either Scourge or Reclaimer taken damage?
Yeah, they're all thoroughly
because
fucked.
they got fireballed in the face.
Right.
Moonbeam's a 10-foot radius?
5 foot.
Thank you.
5 foot radius and 40 foot high cylinder.
Cool. So this like beam of energy from your ring.
Correct.
So you just kind of move it there, or
Nice.
whichever. They're both equally fucked.
Sure. I'll do that.
All right.
Everyone's a tree.
So I believe with your
That's-
action.
That's my action. Yep.
Anything with your bonus?
With my bonus, I think You know what? I will toss an inspiration towards.
Scout?
I could give it to Scout. Yeah, let's give it to Scout.
Alright. You gonna sing
Why
anything?
not?
You got anything? It's okay if no. Doesn't always have to be a yes.
Row, row, row this boat gently down the Styx. Quickly, 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 quickly.
Demon spiders are everywhere.
Before we all get nixed.
Nice. Take an inspiration.
Thank you.
Take an inspiration equal to whatever tier you're at. D8, I think it is.
D8, yeah.
Alright. So the
D8
Chaldrith drops
inspiration.
in the river Styx, rolls an intelligence saving throw, barely makes it, and takes 27 points of psychic.
Yes.
So you can see her.
But she's not dead. She's just
No.
writhing in the river.
Yep, and she is going to swim out.
Oh, towards us. Oh no.
So she gets on the boat with like a spider-like climb
Oh, yes,
and eyes you, Selena.
Of
I guess.
course.
Wait, who threw the thing that? You. You. I want you to make something.
She casting a spell.
She is casting a spell.
Counter spell.
It's countered.
Yeah, that's
she-
right. Not today, Missy.
And you see her. She speaks Sylvan. And a fae-like magic.
And I hold the rod out. I'm not attuned to it, but I hold the rod out. And I say, not today, Missy.
You bear the mark of the queen.
What was she saying in Sylvan?
She just said that. You bear the mark. The other was mystical chanting.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. She then says in Sylvan, you bear the mark of the queen.
Get off
And
the
she
boat.
lowers her weapon. And like,
And ensure that we're not attacked further.
what are you guys doing? You guys see, Gilly speaks. Dude, what language do you use, Sylvan? I forget.
I don't have it, but I mean,
I
if-
know Sylvan.
So hold on. So whenever you use your rod, your voice booms 300 times its normal.
Oh God!
Its normal.
Small patch.
volume,
volume.
and an icy glow washes over everything, and you can see the daylight spell begin to dim as the ice magics kind of conjure, and you hear Gilly speak a very old form of Sylvan without knowing it. And she bids some kind of command towards this creature. And you see the creature, all the things that are left standing, kind of bow and begin to basically back away. So Velas, it's your turn.
Gilly, what do I do? Should we
I
leave
think
them or kill?
I think we'll be taking what's over there.
It's yours by rights.
That is right.
Ever bring it to
Pass
us?
the word down the tunnel that we are not to be harmed.
Lady of the Mists, we bow before you.
All right. I think everything's good here, guys.
Tell them to bring the
Mrs.
ship over.
Kilgast.
Bring-
I don't want to cross that.
Mrs.
Mrs.
Kilgast,
Kilgast.
do you want to scoop that up?
Got it, darling.
Wonderful. And we'll just be on our way then.
And they book it. And like the web fall.
Nice.
You guys are left
Perfect.
in
I
a
was gonna
quiet
burn it away.
battle.
That worked out.
So you can cast thaumaturgy with your rod,
That's very cool.
and you can now speak Sylvan.
Ooh.
Nice.
And write Sylvan, and then also in parentheses,
Old.
like Proto-Sylvan.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Do I still understand it knowing
Yeah,
Sylvan? Okay.
yeah. It's like being an English major and then being a
I'll have to
British
figure out how to
Shakespeare,
add
you know
that
what I mean?
later.
Yeah.
I'll write
Perfect.
myself a note.
You old Sylvan.
Moonbeam, too. Hmm.
Glorious.
That worked
Yeah.
out better than expected.
Yeah.
So,
Should I apologize for killing one of those things?
No.
No.
Nope, it's fine.
They had it coming.
Well, they
They were
worship
asking for it.
Morgan. Right?
Yeah, they were asking for it.
Mrs. Kilgast, what did we find?
They just probably didn't know.
well, I found you all 800 gold. Actually, I'll say 1,000 even.
1,000 even?
Mhm.
And what else is there? Thanks.
A brilliant, fiery red gem. It doesn't flicker, it smolders.
Oh, please. I actually took notes for this.
And it looks kind of like a flicker of Koseth, right?
It
Can I
is
cast Identify as a
strange.
ritual?
Yeah.
And I will attempt to identify it.
Well, I was guessing that
While he does that, I'll recast the hut, of
Yeah.
course.
I wonder if it's a spark of orange.
This gem is some form of a very old flicker of Kossuth. It's similar, the energies to it. It is known as the braggadocious ruby of bravado.
Oh my god.
Please so.
So great.
Alliteration. While attuned to
Sounds
it,
great.
your wisdom becomes 4.
Ooh.
Lowered to 4. Cannot be raised by any means, including other magic items.
That's insane.
Your intelligence becomes 10. And your charisma becomes 22.
Oh no.
There are
no,
also
guys.
other properties that are too difficult to discern.
Braggadocious Ruby? Fuck this shit.
An ancient and powerful magic works in this item. It does require attunement.
A 4 wisdom, but it's a 22.
Gilly, this might be for you. But
Oh. Only
you will
under
not
the
like it.
Under specific circumstances, I think this could work out really
It
well.
might be cursed.
Might be cursed.
Probably. It's cursed. Who knows?
And with that, we'll call it for a night.
What a session.
Oh.
I love you guys. Thank you for playing and being great players. I hope everyone is enjoying the journey to hell so far. I didn't have a lot of time and I don't have a computer right now, so it was hard to prep, but yeah.
You'll have a computer this weekend, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Finally, after
And then-
weeks.
It's on.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because it wasn't already.
5 still towers.
You're all fucked.
They're just gonna just come over the mountain.
Yeah. And then Mordred said, dial back on the still towers.
Motors.
Thank you for everyone who tuned in. Everyone stayed around for the whole episode. That's amazing to see. New
Yeah,
people.
really awesome.
If you're
Thank you
new,
all for watching.
share
And
the
they're Finkelsteins, not Finkelbergs.
yeah. Go to our socials, Dice Priority. You can go to mine too, but really you should go to Dice Priorities. We need to get better. I need to get better about posting on it, but anyway,
Like, follow,
share the
subscribe.
stream. Tell your friends about it. Tell them about us. We really put in a lot of work here. Best that we can.
And as I said, tell us what you like.
And tell us what you don't like.
Nicely.
But
Please don't
also,
say Chase.
but also keep your bullshit opinions to yourself. No, we would love third-party random stranger feedback. So yeah, tell your friends, subscribe, follow. I had so much fun. Do you guys want to say anything?
This was great.
No, this was a great session.
Yeah.
Sorry about the first 5 minutes not having any sound. You
Yeah.
didn't miss much.
See, I was too prepared, so tech had to go wrong.
Right, yeah.
Correct.
Oh, microphone just decided to stop working. Yeah, that's fine.
You know
It's
what?
okay though, because we noticed it early. We fixed it.
Right,
It's fine.
and we have
It's
2
fine.
network admins in the room. So
yeah.
Rob,
I'm not a
Turned
network admin.
oh,
No,
developer and a
technically
network admin.
No, I'm an IT manager. Sorry.
So he does nothing, and he makes stuff.
But-
I do nothing.
Between the
IT
2 computer
manager,
science degrees in the room,
Yes.
he turned it off and turned it back on.
And that is
Yeah.
all.
You unplug it, plug it back
I make
in.
it
Bam.
I
Problem
supervised. I supervised.
Yeah.
Yes, he unplugged it and plugged it
That's
back
And
right.
I was the
That's right.
assistant
Did a good
manager
job.
on that project.
Yeah, that's right. So
He
you get
casts
dual credit.
guidance, you know,
Okay.
like.
Let's go have a celebration lunch, guys.
Follow, subscribe, love us. We love you. See you next week on Wednesday in the wonderful world of Dice Angelum.
And And
We're not, but
Yeah, not right
right
now, though.
now.
We're on
But we're
Desangel.
in Desangel.
I mean, it's still
Bye,
just a
guys.